Oh, there we go. Grabbed it. Load, bitch! I can't wait, man. I'm so excited. I wanted to do some landscaping so bad. We spent like 2 hours just building up the nature reserve some more. But man, it felt so good. And we got some beautiful features. I know, bushes. That's right. Okay. We're going to go digging through the workshop for a bit together, chat. We're going to go look for some bushes and stuff, more additional foliage, the kind of foliage I'm looking for here. To be able to get some really, really nice natural areas set up, because I have really great trees. I don't have really, really good like bushes and stuff, like small foliage, minor foliage. I've only got like that grass. These bushes are okay, but really I want something a little bit bigger than that. But this is what we set up last time on the nature reserve. We added this additional path down here, this little area for us to camp at. We added another overlook so that we could see this beautiful waterfall we put in with these these rock features here as well. Just absolutely beautiful. We moved our overlooks. We named it Victoria Peak. We added some labels. We started this fishing cabin area as well. And we're not going to label everything, but we are going to let this whole side of the park be a hunting area. I want to fence around the top of this. So obviously we don't have like deer and shit just running down there, but fencing along the top for safety reasons forehead. And then basically just building out a little ways out here, maybe a cabin right there. Filling in a lot of this tree line would be nice. I think that would be good. But yes, we're going to go look real quick. Just go into the workshop. It's going to be us. Okay, so let's pop this in. I am looking for, we could go, I know there's a thing for trees, but I'm hoping that it's also bush. I don't want alien stuff. I don't want mushrooms. I don't know what all this alien stuff is. Plant package. Let me see what you got here. Those aren't bad. I like the color on those bushes. These aren't bad. These are pretty. Cattails. Oh. Ooh. Yes. Okay. This is a lot of what I'm looking for. Tall grasses, bushes, stuff that would look great near water. We got some beautiful decorative trees. If I wanted to put a nice botanical garden out myself, like make a botanical garden. Hello. It's me. Dude, this is beautiful. I have to reload the game though, don't I? Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Cypress plant. Western red cedar pack remastered. Ooh. Douglas firs. Oh man, I really am looking for more bushy kind of stuff. Silver spruce. Hello? It's frozen. Hello? Okay, well, canceled. Did it load it into the game immediately? There's no way it did. As soon as I subscribed to that, it froze. Let me check. Let me just see what it did. This is... Look, you know what it did? It actually loaded straight into the game. I downloaded it from the workshop and it's immediately here. I think. I might be wrong. Not that I'm ever wrong. Workshop stuff only. It might have. That would feel weird if it did, but I'm also totally fine with that. Oh yeah, these are some interesting bushes too. I like these. I never saw these before. Tiny tree, also known as large bush. Have I had these this whole time? Probably. Whoa, that's a big bush boy. Whoa. Okay, these are nice. I like these trees. Those are pretty. They don't belong in my city, but they're pretty. No, I don't think so. I think we'd have to reload to get those, but still, we did find some nice little bush guys here. These are cool. That one's, oh, this is huge. That one's good. How big is this one? Not bad. These are tall boys, the same one, but just tall. All right, so let's just go back into the, yeah, here we are. Silver spruce is just the tree. Silver maple for streets, not bad. Does it also have flower bush? That looks like cotton candy vomit. Pine scrub pack. Blue spruce. It's 11 unique pine scrub assets ranging from tiny bushes to small stunted trees. This could be part of what we're looking for as well. Yeah. Ooh, those bushes are nice. Yeah. Those bushes look good. The tiny trees as well, so we can have like new growth in areas. Yeah, see, making neighborhoods like this is the kind of stuff that I want to do in the old area. It can't hurt to have this. Let's do that. It's gonna it's gonna freeze on us again, but at least now we know it's not gonna crash or anything. Mariah bushes. Okay, I already know that those are gonna be good. Hazel trees not needed. Cannabis. I love the idea of making a hidden cannabis farm somewhere in the nature reserve. You can't normally get to it, but if you know where to look, you know where to look. Maybe that's what the nature preserve really is. It's just a big weed farm. Camellia Shrubs. 2-piece set of shrubs, one with red flowers and the other with peachy flowers. These are beautiful. I'm doing it. Oh, I love these lilies. I wish we had more pictures, but it can't hurt. I would just want to get a bunch of plants because to me it's the most fun part of the lobby for the landscaping. But it's nice to have that variety because it's going to give us the opportunity to have different areas feel like different areas and still have the variance of density and scale of the foliage. Pine bush. Okay. I don't want any palms. Brittle bush. I love these topiary trees. There are definitely going to be some areas that I want to put those in. Horse chestnuts, those. Horse chestnuts. Also known as my dick. Not really, but yeah. Nice try there. That one didn't land, though. Agave plants could be good, but it's not the region for it. This would be beautiful. We're going to take that just because it's a pretty tree. Amaryllis. Oh, I love these. Give more bushes. Tall, fine brown grass. I think... Oh, I mean, you know what? Honestly... Yes. Well, I like these leafy bushes. These are nice, too. Dude, these Lombardy poplars are beautiful. I think we have a couple poplar trees already, but I'm gonna... Oh, Jesus. I'm just gonna get all the fucking tree assets. Coconut trees. Cute. Lady ferns. No, we got plenty of ferns. I know, there's so much stuff. I can't... You can't let me do this. Okay. Filler bushes. Okay, listen, that's a perfect one. Regular trees. I already got that one, see? That one's nice. Daffodils are cute. Like, I want more flowers. That's the thing, is I want to be able to plant my own gardens. Small junipers are cute. Lotus flowers could be really good. Magnolias, not needed. Oh, no. Okay, 2 more pages. That's it. White birch. Ooh. Okay, 2 more pages after this. Bluebells. Oh, that's cute. You know, if we're doing Texas, we need bluebells. They have to be along the highway. And it's illegal to cut them. Okay. 1 more after this. We've got both of those. These are good. The pine forest pack is pretty cool. I think this is going to have a number of bushes in it that look good. We need juniper for Jen. Do we? We need juniper for Jen now? I don't see any juniper trees. Did we see some and I passed it? We do need the Jen, that's true. We'll probably have to search for juniper. I haven't seen any yet. Garden bush, yes. I want all the bushes. I'm tired of only having 2. Garden flowers? Fuck yeah, give me some color. Banner packs are cute. Cactus? Not here. Linden trees. I like linden trees. Azaleas? Oh, these are great color. These are fantastic for color. Wild hedges? Yes. Okay, last one. I could just look. I could look through this forever, man. This feels like the days of RimWorld modding, where you just do this. You just go through the recent submissions in every single mod. Just look. Pampas grass. I love pampas grass. It's very, very, what's it called? Oh, fuck. That's it really already? God. White roses? Pampas grass is very Florida, but it's still really good. Yeah, live oak trees. Are they in here? Hold on. I'm not fucking reading. I'm not looking at tree. Oh, live oak tree. You know what? Yeah, let's get some big live oaks. These strategically placed live oak trees are just gorgeous. Snick. I'd like to apologize for my gin-related outburst. No, that's fine. Please have your outburst. It's literally the only chat activity I'm going to get for the next 4 hours. I'm going to take it. Take what I can get. All right, so I need to... we didn't do anything. We just walked around. So I'm going to go back to the main menu. Yes, and then load the game, I think. Or do I have to... I should be able to do that from the main menu, is turn those mods on. I don't know if I have to, though. We're just going to turn all the assets on. Yeah, I know. I want to do airports, too, but I feel like I've got so much else that I need to take a look at. Assets. I'm pretty sure that we just enable all of them. It doesn't make me selfish. They're fucking bushes. Just because I want more bushes in this world does not mean that I'm selfish. It's my world. You know what? Fuck it. I'm supposed to be selfish. It's mine. I'd be curious what Snake would do with this game. I feel like if you took your time, you could create a really cool city. I'm waiting for it to load, by the way. I'm hoping to be able to get into the game and see that all my trees are there, but it's possible that I'm dumb. There we go. Gotcha, June. See you, man. Ah, gotcha, Snake. Well, this is a game where I feel like I'm not using my brain very much at all, which is probably why I can play it for hours and hours. It does not require brain. All right, let's continue now. We should be fine. Hopefully this works from here. Yeah, I'm excited for getting into the neighborhoods and starting to work with the neighborhoods. I'm really excited to use Move It to kind of shift around each of the blocks in the neighborhood and get to make them feel really lived in the areas that is sort of old growth, if you will, in the town. In the old parts of town especially, I want them to be pretty thick with old growth. We'll have new growth or like imported trees and stuff in the fancier areas of town, but over by the agriculture area, it's going to be oak heaven. Down by the river, I think it's going to be oak and pine, or the coniferous that we have. I think that's what we're called. The ones that we're working with that are on the rest of the map. Because this is all meant to be boreal, but I could theoretically delete all of those trees and plant my own forests everywhere. I could do it. Okay, so let me get in and just see what we've got here for trees. If I do this, I'm already seeing stuff that looks different, which is good. Okay, if we were to do just the small boys, this doesn't look any different. This does, though. Nice. Yeah, these are small. They're a little bit too uniform. Yeah, tree with leaves number 2. This is a basic one. Let me look at the workshop. There we go. Yep, there's all our flowers. Perfect. I'm not going to go and plant flowers at the nature reserve. However, we will be doing stuff like that where every house is going to get like, we're going to turn on prop and tree anarchy, and we're going to give them gardens and shit in the front yard. There we go. Yeah, cat maybe, but honestly, I don't think you need that much thought and consideration to get a city that's successful. The thought and consideration just goes into how am I going to decorate this bitch, which is a very different level of potential stress. But yeah, I think it's nice. I'm really enjoying myself. Like, I like the idea that we'd have, you know... Listen, I thought this was prop and tree anarchy. I thought I could put these bushes wherever I want. Is this not fucking America? Come on now. You know, some bushes along here. Get some tree line, not tree line, but get some actual foliage down. I feel like some foliage in front of this would go well. Maybe just some bluebonnets. You know, we do have some nice bushes though now. This is going to be great. Daffodil clusters. Let me see, where's my grass? Where's the good grass that we got? Nice. Look at that. Excellent. Yeah, garden grass. Oh, yeah. Good, dude. I want to be able to zoom in closer. I wish I could, man. Yeah, these are great. Back to the stuff I've seen as well. I think for most of this we have. I like the bushy tree. This is one of my favorite trees. I like this guy. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, more bushes. Good deal. And they're the right size too, you know? Like, there you go. That looks like the right size. The other bushes are just like tiny. There we go. Okay. Good. So we're ready. I'm not going to do any more necessarily over there. I do want to get the hunting cabins up, and then I think I'm going to get out of here. I just want to put those assets down. We're not going to do any decoration for them necessarily, but I just want to get those put down. Okay. So you are going to come off this point. This is going to be kind of be where all of the... This is going to be where all of the hunting cabins eventually come out. If you got there, it's going to go like this. You got another one down there. I think we're going to have 2 hunting cabins. Maybe we'll have a 3rd one down there. So we'll have this guy. Ooh, I don't want it to really do that, though. Yeah, let's not have this cut across there. I don't want to create any more ridges. I want this to just be kind of up until the point where it's going to start to cut down, and then at that point, you're on your own to walk that, you know? Hey, killing it for 20. Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Let's get just some cabins down, a couple hunting cabins, and that's it. We'll put the big one back here. We're definitely going to have this guy rotated around. You're going to be here at the end. Yeah, and that'll be fine. I like that it comes with trees. That's cute. Okay, so we've got these guys. And that'll be fine. We'll end up probably filling most of this in with forest. We'll allow this to be a little bit trim around this thing, but I think even up until that pathway, it's going to get pretty dense. And then it starts to sparse its way out toward this path, but it's still going to be pretty thick up to fill in here. I think we're going to fill that in for the most part as well. I like this area being kind of sparse as it goes down the hill here. Pull these guys back and make them really sparse. Put it really thick up through there, though. Get this to thicken up a little bit. Not too much, though. You know, it becomes a little bit more sparse as it goes this way. This sparses out throughout that section. I think that's how I want to do it, but I definitely like the idea that this stays thick and dense all the way through there. Yeah. Toggle contours? No. Don't know how. That probably would be helpful. I do like letting that work the way it does, though. Yeah, this is fine. We don't need to do any editing over there. Although I do... How do we prop in tree anarchy? I don't know if this pathway will let me... You know, get that onto the rock. As close to the rock as we can get it, you know. Because I still can't... I can't put stuff on top of this because it will just eat it. That is so obnoxious, man. It's like... you can't... Oh, I have it off. Okay, now I can. Now I can put stuff over here because this is great. This is the kind of stuff I want. I really like these. I've wanted to have these around for a while. I kind of like the idea of having a small pond now that I know how to put water source in. But I don't want a source of water. I just want water. I don't know how to do that. Just get a pocket of water that sits still. It doesn't have to be a source, you know. I don't want it to keep generating more water. But I do want to do some landscaping here in this park because we've needed it for a while. Yeah. This is good. Like, this is an area where we're definitely going to have, like, a lot of grass that goes down in that little corner right there. I think a bunch of these guys as well. Yeah, like right there. Makes sense. Have some more on this side. I think over here would make a little bit of sense. Have some on that corner. Like, we're just going to start giving some decorations to these areas where it feels like foliage would be, you know? Right down in these little bowl areas. There we go. I suppose this is an area where if you're not afraid of these guys, you can kind of sneak your way around the fence if you really wanted to. You just have to get into the weeds a bit. So there's these guys. Oh, we got some bigger ones too. Or these are pink. Yeah, pink pampas grass. I like the gold pampas grass. That's the one I'm used to seeing. Oh, the white maybe. A mix of them could be really cute. We'll see. Yeah, they're usually right on the shoreline. That's what I'm used to seeing. That's what we're doing here too. I like the idea of some actual honest-to-God cattails, which we did as well. We just got done looking through the workshop for more plants. These really make it hard to see what's going on. It's a green bush on a green background. I know we downloaded some cattails. Yeah, that's the whole reason I got this, was to get the cattails. And I can't zoom in anymore. Is there a camera mod that lets me do that? I think there is, and I think I have it. I just don't have it actually put in. Yeah, and then we've got our, yeah, nice lavenders. I'm pretty sure that's lavender. All these flower boys look great as well. Oh, so nice. Look at all these, nice. These are the, yeah, bluebells. We're gonna plant those along the highway. That's how you know it's Texas. And we got all our pine bushes in here. We got like 12,000 bush mods. Screen's duplicated? Oh shit, it is. Yeah, there we go, sorry. Yeah, I always forget to turn that thing off. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that all looks good. We could do stuff like that, but I really don't think we need to. Don't think we need to put stuff like this necessarily. I think just cattails would be good. Some more of the grasses that we've used elsewhere would also be good, which I think those were in... Nope, they were here. Pretty sure it was this grass. Yeah, oh, this grass is a lot bigger than I expected. I forgot about this one. These bushes are not bad. I just want to give some more life through here. We probably are going to have this sort of become wild growth back here. I don't expect this to get used for anything, so I think it could be a really nice area to have some almost dense forest coming through here. That it seems like it kind of tapers out over to this section and then becomes really manicured within the park. It's not a nature reserve, it's a park, you know? There we go. Yeah, definitely want to get some more trees in here. And I think the kind of tree that I want to do is going to be oaks. I think a lot of oaks. I think let's import some trees that don't naturally live here. Yeah, like a live oak tree could be good. These things are fucking great. And I want them, yeah, right there at the edge. That's a great space for one. Oh, I love that. Really, I think that's what we're going to do is we're going to have just a big old live oak at each of these ends here. That's kind of why. Oh, look how big and thick this lad is. Nice. You know, that's why these little points were made, to include these live oak things. Yeah, seating for picnics and stuff, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're coming in, we're really coming in to like landscape and decorate this area. We need another one right over here as well. Oh, just beautiful. Beautiful. Not literally all of them, but most of them. I really don't know if I don't think I like this very much, because it doesn't look at all like you could ever realistically get down there. Yeah, we have a mod that makes them randomly rotate, which is very necessary, but every time it updates their position, it rotates them again. And when you place it, it randomly rotates it again. I'm going to redo this fence. I'm not happy with how that fence line turned out there. This is an area where I think we put an oak because it's preserved, but we take it from that point and connect it back up. We're not going to spend all day on the fence line, though, okay? Promise. We just have to connect those two lines. Get rid of that guy. Only trees that paid to live here can live here. I think that's just going to add such a beautiful edge to the eye, you know? All right, let's do this. Let's go back to our regular park asset. Let's grab our fence. The only thing we're going to go on is angle. Okay. What? Oh. I guess that's fine. Eh, not really. I don't want it that far away. We still want it to follow that ridge. So let's do it this way. There we go. Don't want it to be too straight. Don't want it to be too wiggly. There we go. See, I think that's much better. We could probably still put stuff there, and I think we should, because it's interesting. Like, there would be natural growth down there. But I don't think that, I don't think we would build the fence around it. Even this over here is a little sketch, you know? I feel like I should raise that a tiny bit. It's almost like this, shit, this right here is like an access point to get down to this ridge. I almost wish I could put some kind of like zip line connected to that point where it is some kind of utility access there. Yeah, I want to line this with some rocks too, down on the edge to give this a little bit more, because we've kind of done it over here. I want to start adding more rocks to down here so it feels a bit natural. We're doing one thing at a time. Now I'm going to focus on trees right now. Let's see, live oak, where you at? Where's that live oak? Is it you? It's you. I think a small boy is good right there. I have a bigger boy on this side. Able to keep it. I think that's going to help with the bridge not being so nice to look at. It's going to, oh, see, that's going to be so good. I think that's just going to be so nice. Could put this one right here too. Oh, use a rock as a earthquake sensor as a substation. Yeah, that could be good. Hold on, let me get rid of these other trees. I liked the idea of keeping the existing trees, like as a sort of challenge, if you will, incorporate the existing nature. But I don't want to. This is a park. We're going to make it a place that's beautiful. If you want to celebrate these trees, if you want to celebrate this kind of natural foliage, cross the bridge into the nature reserve. You have all the trees you want. Over here, manicured, landscaped, you know? Deliberately set up this way. From the beginning. I think a live oak right there is beautiful, right behind that cafe. Maybe even literally right behind it. Maybe another one up here. It's a small one. I think that's beautiful right there. Kind of nestle that in. I feel like a tree down here would make sense, but we'd still want to be able to get to it. I feel like right there makes a lot of sense on that corner. There we go. Having one on the inside of this could be really cute. Yeah, I think so. Now let's start going through the inside. We could probably have one that's over here. You know, far away enough from the path that no matter how it grows, it's not going to grow into the path. Though it's a live oak, it's going to do whatever it wants. You know, so whatever, but can still have that there. I definitely think that we need to have some big trees that are on either side of this. Now, honestly, the live oaks would look good. Oh shit, this boy's huge though. Let's find a place for him. This boy's massive. I feel like we need a tree over here. Let's put one there. Okay, we got these guys. Let's put them on the either side of the entrance here. Another big, thick boy. Probably would have one, you know, down here. That's a good spot for one. This boy's even bigger. What? Didn't expect that. I'm going to find the obvious places to put these guys, and then we're going to keep putting them in different spots. Once we get a small one, we'll put them by the entrances. Let's get this guy down since we know he's the right size, and then get rid of some of these. I put that one tree there, but we're going to get rid of it. I don't want any of these guys in here. Hello? Let me hit that tree, you fucker. I just want to completely manicure this area to be the trees that we want, where we want them, how we want them. This area can be these trees, and it'll taper out as it gets closer to the fence. But we're going to use these guys. Yeah, it's a good size too. See it right there. Whoa, big boy. Okay, right over here feels like a good idea behind these guys. Feels like a natural place to have something like that. Here's maybe another position. This would be such a pretty area. This guy's not too big. I think too big for an entrance, though. That guy survived. Fucking. I gotta get rid of him. We are gonna put a plaza back over here. I liked it being over here before. This is a good spot for one. This guy's big. They're just getting bigger, Captain. Definitely think we could do one big one right here by the entrance. This one's more like the size that we're looking for. Use sand to make a natural-looking sandbox and put a playground right in the middle as a decoration. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It looks like the sand has been spilling out where kids have been playing. A sandbox never remains full of sand for long. Oh, fuck, big boy. Yeah, it never remains in there for long. That looks like a natural barrier to put that up against. This is a good size for an entrance as well. Don't be a big boy. No big boy. He's getting bigger. That's good, actually. I think that's fine. We've already started to add some charm to this. I'm really excited about that. There we go. Probably get another one right down here. We want to put some trees down that are going to block the lights. Probably put this guy a little bit right over there. Not the lights, but the poles. I think one right in the crook here between these could be good, but let's get a big boy. Yeah, that's good. Overhang the path. Yes, look at that. That'd be gorgeous to walk through. Right under there, I love that shit. The Fort Worth Botanic Gardens has some live oak trees that you can do that with, and just some really gorgeous spots. What a big boy right there. There we go. That's much better. That's what I'm looking for. Did I place 2? I think I did, yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay. Get rid of that. Take out the little one there. Add special tree too. Yeah, I definitely think I want to put a special tree right like in there. You know, some giant one of these guys maybe. We'd have to find it. Not a redwood. Something gushier, you know. Generic tree large. These are the big ones we downloaded. There's got to be a real big one in here. I do like the idea of a big... Oh, you know, one of these maybe, but it's got to be grand. It probably would have to be a redwood to actually stand up to what we're looking for, but I don't want it to be a redwood. I don't really want it to be any of those. We'd have to see. I mean, we could add this special tree down here. That feels like it'd be an especially special place to put it. We need to get the power lines out of here, too, because we don't need them anymore. Let me take a look at our electricity spread. And if we get rid of these guys, because these are so in the way. Yeah, you're connected because of that power line. There's nothing... We don't need power lines in there anymore. Good. There we go. Yeah, that one tree is in Aperture Park for sure. This one, the yew. I think it wouldn't be bad to mix the live oaks and the yews as well. A yew every now and then, and live oaks. We'll see. I don't even know that I want to put a tree there. I kind of like that it's open. You know, once we get to this point, it's a great little sit point. Oh, the pine? Really? This guy? Oh, the pine. Is this what's over here? It is! Huh. I didn't realize that's what that tree was. Huh, okay. Yeah, we could. Yeah, pines look good over here. I think pines work over here, but I'm not going to put them in the rock. I think that we definitely let them be in some strategic places around, because we're going to add smaller trees around, but I want these to be the big heroes, you know? I want these to be the trees that we... Shit, we could line this with pines. I don't know if I want to go that heavy, but I like the idea of there being an impressive tree line here that stops the traffic. This is a place you're meant to go to be still in the city, but away from the city. You know, lining this with some big trees and having some smaller foliage in there. Oh, yeah. Line prop tool for sure. Let's see how it looks. It can't be terrible, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're just going to follow that ridge, and every time a new tree pops up, that's our junction to go and look at the next segment. Get 2 more in there. They might be too big. I mean, they're taller than some of the buildings along here. We would have to do something like equally girthy on the other side. Well, we'd have to fill it in. That's the thing. Man, it almost feels like LA or Miami, where they got the streets that are lined with. It's not bad, though. I think from the city side, that looks really impressive. It gives sort of a visual screen. I mean, you can still see past the trees to get glimpses of what's going on down there. I don't want it to block too much of the vision. These, I think, maybe block too much. Let's see if we can experiment with a nice tree that is... This is a small beech, but what does small beech look like? A little bit too small. Something in between these two I think would be good. Yeah, I think a small tree. I'm with you. Oh, it's deleting any tree. I thought it would only delete those trees. Okay. We need to put that oak back in there. Live oak. This one's a little longer. Hold on. Let's get a small boy. There we go. There we go. We could do live oaks. I feel like the live oak should be used sparingly. See, I wouldn't mind something that was very vertical. Like even this would be good. Maybe a little bit taller than that. This isn't bad. These leafy boys are a little much. That's a little much too. I feel like this might even be the right answer. Let's try this. Yeah, I think that's about the right size. It gives a lot of the same aesthetic, but it feels like it's going to create a nice barrier because we can line bushes around there as well. Can definitely get some bush action going on through there. I think we'll go with this one. It's our anchor point. You know what? I'm fine with that tree right there. Let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, see, I think that's nice. If you're on this street level, it definitely blocks a little bit of that view, but it's fine. If you were actually in that car, you'd be able to see just fine. What it really does is I think it gives us this wonderful layer of separation. Yeah, it's going to be almost impossible to see the city from in the park. And that's the right height. I don't want to not be able to see over it, though, if we're in here. If we're up on the terrace or in a higher level, I still want to be able to see past those trees and onto the island in the far distance. You know, I want to be able to see people in their smoke signals saying suck fuck to the people back at home that didn't go on the trip with them. I really want to open up intercity travel, by the way, soon. I want to get tourism going. Tourism is worth a lot of money in the game, right? Not that that's all I care about, Forehead, but it is something I'd like to get started. I definitely like these trees. I think these are the ones we're going to go with. I could pull that a little bit more to the right and get it a little more even. Because I think we can put like bushes and stuff here at the bottom and even some small bushes in between here. We're putting these in really because they're easy to get a lot of them placed. Yeah, that's good. Not too close to the bridge. I don't want it clipping. I want that particular tree to go to hell. We are using this guy. Or was it the split trunk? Which one was it? It wasn't leafy tree. I think it was the split trunk. Yeah. There we go. That's perfect. I want it to feel like it's been trimmed to not interfere with the bridge. Because that's how that would have to happen, right? The most profitable specialization is oil. Tourism is second. Well, I don't want to do oil. For sure, I don't want to do oil. That tree feels a little close to the oak. See if we can start from here. Get it good. See, that's going to be right under the bridge. I don't mind that being close, but not exactly on. I don't mind that at all. You know, the differences in the trees there indicate, hey, this part of the tree line is actually an entrance. Yeah, this one's going to need a little bit more care. We'll start that there. This one will curve around a bit. So we want to get it around where it still looks like it's on top of the ridge. Because it needs to be on top of the ridge. This one's just going to need a little bit more love and attention. Because I think that this not being this perfect line is going to make it feel a lot more natural in the sense that it's following the shape of the street. The very delicate curve of that ridge. We don't have a ridge over here. I think we're definitely going to do broader strokes here. Or I'm going to do like that, I think. Nah, we're going to have to do a little bit more aggressive than that. Don't want it quite that close either. We could probably just use the shadow to follow that curve for the most part. Now let's stop there because we can get a really nice curve going in. Really just want the one. I think I'm going to space this guy out just a little bit. Right there. Because we got that big live oak tree there. I think that's going to look so nice from the street. Add more space so you have a nice view of the flat area. Yeah, maybe from this area we can have it every other tree. That's a good idea. Let's try that. We can always put this back down if we decide that we liked it the other way. But I suppose at this point, we do want people at the street level to be looking in. You know, this is more of a public open area as opposed to this that is a nice private walkway. This is a place to go and collect your thoughts. I think we could also have another line of those trees maybe at this point. So this feels even more secluded, but this is all going to be sort of forested right here. Hey, Sky Peon. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Bitch. It's good to see you, dude. All right. I think a live oak would go well here. Right at the end of that pathway, at the end of that fence. The fence to the tree feels like it makes a lot of sense for us. That's good. I want to add some smaller grasses over here. We have bushes, but I want to add stuff like this. Just give us some foliage to work with. Probably could afford to have it really on the edge of this walkway as well. I think that could be good. Turn this so it doesn't feel like it's the same thing repeated again, even if it is. Really want that to stick out there. Nice. Yeah, that feels good. Probably get one more over here. Get a nice straight edge on it. That's good. That feels better. Let's do this. Some of these guys in there. Really like where it's poking out kind of over the water. Some of these guys are a little bit submerged, but not enough to kill them. They chose to live there, dude. That's fine. Much like the renters up in the high-density housing. They chose to live there. It's their fault if they don't like it. There we go. Oh no, Sky Peon. Yeah, we've had a lot of pets die in the community lately. Sorry to hear that, man. It's awful. I feel like letting this kind of spread up that side makes it feel a little bit more overgrown in that area as it is. I definitely like this going up the hill a little bit more on all these sides. It feels like it's trying to creep up on it, you know? And it is creeping. Oh, that feels better. I feel like one right over here would be good. Yeah, that feels better. That feels much better. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of the trees on the side of here. I think I'm just going to let it be the normal pathway. Let me fix that while we're here. Just do the regular park path. Okay. Space already occupied. Am I going to have to move that over? I suppose they don't mind that, though. We'll be fine. Whoa, nice, Sky Peon. Well, at least you had a... There we go. At least she had good time with her, man. Anyway. I won't dwell on it. There we go. Still think this area is nice. I would love to put a big oak right there. Yeah, right there is a good spot for it. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a little bit too much. I don't want it to block the walkway down. Like, I want you to be able to see that this is here. It's not bad, but the idea is that you'd be able to stand, like, right up here and then see there's the gazebo there and walk down, not have to push any branches aside in order to do that. But I'm pretty sure if we were to do something like this, can we just rotate the tree? Doesn't look like it, but if we wiggle it like this, we should be able to get it into a place where it's not ridiculous. You know, something like that's good. I feel like a person could walk down here and just right into that gazebo. Yeah, I think that's nice. What I really want is like an oak that's doing this, you know? That's the kind of thing we're looking for in some cases. I really, really like that idea. We don't have to pause, by the way. We're doing all right. Making $10,000 a week, dude. That's great. There we go. Yeah, let's figure out the trees that we want to put down here, and I think it might even be more pines. Let's see. Let's do this. Big boys, big pine. Maybe some pines down here as well. I don't know how close pines would ever grow to the water. Like, they may make sense up here. We've already got some down at the bottom, though. And I feel like I want to use these pines as sort of the dense. Like, you can see the tops of these tall trees. Hello? It's just constant. I'm not even moving it. This guy just has to dance. Let him do it. You know, I like that idea. These trees look tall from down here, but up here they are just really providing cover for this and making you look at the river as opposed to looking at the people at the bottom of the ridge. And then we don't put any tall trees past this point. Like, we don't want them to crest over the hill very much. You see how they don't really go, the tops of these guys are not going over the street there. If I put it there, it's too tall. If I put it there, it's all right. Put it down here is fine, but I want it to be sort of at the middle of the density. So we'll do the pines there. I wonder if there are smaller pines. Alders, tree with leaves too. So yeah, these are not bad. These look like smaller ones. Could definitely get away with using some of these for sure. Yeah, I think we could do that. Let's start with high density and work our way down. Let's see if we got any medium trees in here that would look good. This guy is really small, but I still like him. These are not medium trees. Friends, these are not medium trees. These are tiny boys. A weeping silver birch. Ooh. Yeah, some kind of weeping tree would be nice. These are nice. I've wanted to use these alders for a while. There we go. Yeah, a small area of these with some of the big pines popping up out of the canopy. I mean, the bottom of the pine comes up nearly to the top of this tree. It almost is just dwarfing completely. I like that idea. This is the bushy guy, right? Yeah, generic full large pine scrubs. You know, maybe we do something like that. Yeah, these are the smaller pines. We do have a whole section of pine shrubbery in here. I think it's all the way over to the right. Isn't there a button that makes that bigger? That makes this thing lift up? I can't remember where it is. I think it's in there somewhere, though. So I can see more stuff at once. Don't know where that button is. It's not that. It's not those. No, it's none of those. It's not that. No, I don't know. Maybe I took it out. I had it at one point. So this is, yeah, the pine scrub tree. This is the small one. It's a bunch of pine scrub stuff, but this is a different pine, it looks like, than this guy. This guy looks great. Yeah, it looks like a baby version of that. We could have a small little pine forest area. We could do that. I think, honestly, just adding that greenery to the side, you know, just let it be where there's kind of natural growth in between these areas in a wedge, but then there's manicured, like, flower beds along here with areas to sit. I think that could be good. So let's get the large pine boys all the way over here. Generic tree large. This doesn't look bad. It's just not the same tree, but I don't think it has to be. It doesn't have to only be pines. Whoa. Yeah, these are different pines. For sure. Oh, that's a pretty tree. I definitely like the one that we have there. I like the alders. I think we're going to do alder, y'all. Even these tall alders, I almost like these more than the pines. I think these are just really elegant. Also not nearly as tall, so I feel like we could get more in there. Having a mix of both, though, I don't think is a problem at all. We have some big alders where in between the pines. Give them some decent space there, you know? I think that'll be good. And then we could put in smaller alders. Smolders. Actually, it's really hard to tell that these are smaller at all. There we go. We'll try this. And we just start adding in more density as we go. That's the idea. It keeps trying to place two, man. Well, not trying. It keeps placing multiple. Okay, and then there should be smolders around here. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be fun. I don't mind it being technically on the rock because we're going to cover it for the most part. And I would love to be walking around in this area. This is like the best kind of forest to me. Really tall. You don't have to deal with the fucking leaves. Let's get these little open areas. Fill them in with these small boys. Higher density, smaller trees. There's like a frame skip that happens every now and then, and we'll look from the top of the path too and see if any of these trees really kind of stand out as not belonging there. Add a greenery floor. Yeah, absolutely we will. I'm starting from top down though. We're not ready for grasses yet. That's the idea, is that we can have just that stuff going on in there. Cat, go to bed, bitch. What is wrong with you? I'm gonna ban you. Go. Yeah, and then a really girthy alder here. This one's cute. I like this one. I'm not going to place it, but I do like that it's there. Yeah, absolutely. We put some of this down. I don't know which one we want to do, though. A big one. I really want a big one. Do we want... Yeah, let's do this. The same as we had up on the forest. Let's get these around here. And we're going to mix in, like, pods of these. They're not going to just be this type. We are going to pull the others, but I'm going to do, like, pods of them. I think that will end up looking really nice from a distance and then up close as well, because these trees are really... They get sparse when you zoom out. They're not really pretty until you zoom in on them. Does make it easier to see what you're doing, though. Some of that in there. I feel like they should be connected. That's good. Get these guys in there now. Start filling in with the other type. Let it taper out a bit. Didn't have to be the full thing, but I definitely think... I hate that double placement, man. Let's go down there and just see how this looks. Yeah, see, that ends up looking really nice. You've got a subtle variety in there. I think we definitely need some around here. We'll see. What will be the beautiful artifact in this forest? Make an old amphitheater at the middle using the park life props, rocks. Amphitheater. Yeah, we could. You know, if there's this natural clearing in the middle that happens. I think if anything, they just couldn't decide if there was anything they wanted to do in there. The idea really is to have an area of town that just feels completely separated from the actual city. You know, it's an area that you can go to not be at the nature reserve, but to, you know, not fully across the way. You don't have to pay to get into it. It's just an area to ride your bike down the hill and then wonder why the fuck you have to make yourself, you know, drive back up it again. I really like that. I want to put some sparse stuff over here on the left, but this really does help us shield out the city. Like, I definitely want to have some seating areas over here, but let's explore what you're talking about with the rocks from Park Life Props. Let me see if I have other stuff in here. I have content creator packs. That's all there. We have these props. Yeah, we've got these standing stones. We could do like we could do something with those. I like the idea of there being these trade school benches used. Potentially. Those are nice. Those standing stones. Okay, let me look at the rest of this and see if there's anything else in here. You know, I've seen this sand. Hold on. They're squares of sand, but we still can use them. I do wish... oh, no, yeah. If we see that it's not working, never mind. Yeah, those don't load in properly. Yeah. Yeah, like a Stonehenge is what it looks like. I don't want to put a Stonehenge over here, but... a nice seating area that has these rocks, I suppose, could work. I almost feel like this would be better at the nature preserve. Use these for the... use those. Oh, yeah, but the thing... no, here's the thing. We can't. They didn't load in properly. Of the... you know the errors I get when I load up? I can't zoom in on it all the way, but... there's a thing here that says if you see this... if you see this, the mod didn't load. I think is what it says there. So we're not able to really use that. But yeah, we do have some of these that we're able to paint with. That I want to use. Just don't have them yet. A portal to the nether, yeah. I mean, this isn't bad. It just, I don't know if it fits the theme for the park here, you know? If these were wood, and maybe we could pretend that these are actually logs, then maybe. But even then, I like the idea that this is definitely a, you know, a manicured area, landscaped even. But I don't know about the amphitheater idea. High level bench, huh? Like another little gazebo over here. I think putting one out here would be fantastic. This is just a cute little romantic area. Shit, we could actually do the gazebo right at the end of the pathway here. I think that that would make this pathway ending feel a lot better. I feel like that looks really nice. Since we're not going to be able to put anything on the rock, you know, doing this, I feel like ends up feeling a lot better. Maybe pulling them back a little bit so there's a little bit of grass in front of it. Yeah, let's do that. Just a bit, though. No, not the rock. Fuck the... move the rock back, you bitch. But you, go right back where you were. I feel like I need to adjust this a bit more. I do want it to come in just the right spot there. I feel like that's better. Yeah, that's good. Because now we can place foliage around it. A little bit, just like small, like actually small bushes and stuff. You got a really nice little sort of focal point of all these views. Every beautiful place can be seen from right here. Okay. Let's definitely add some more of this stuff. I feel like around this edge would be very well populated with this shit. But everywhere. Because we can put some... you know what really goes over here. Hold on, not you. Where are they at? What we used on the other side. Where are they at? Did I pass them? I think I went right by them. Not these guys. Not the daffodils. No. Let's go down till we find them. I forget what they're called. The Florida bushes. These. Pampas grass. Yes. This pampas grass, I think, would be over here. Yeah, it's usually really close to the water, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It can make these little pockets of grass feel very well grown. I think it adds a whole lot of visual interest to have these little clusters over here. And I think letting this whole thing be overgrown is really nice. You know, right up into that area. I don't think it hurts to have some on that edge either. We are going to want to be respectful of the rock is really how I'm placing these. Yeah. I don't know if I want them out that far. Hold on. I like the idea that the ferns come out a little bit further. The Mariah bushes, tiny. This is the kind of size I'm looking for over here. But even with Prop and Anarchy on, I can't get them over the road, which is sad. I mean, that looks great. We just need to get a little bit tiny, larger bit of foliage over here. Just a tiny bit. I think that'd be good. Wild hedge large. These wild hedges are great. Some of these areas that are particularly dense, just get some more dense greenery in there. The pampas grass I always see like merged with these bushes. That's how I've always seen it. I feel like these bushes would want to be around the bases of the trees too. Stop double placing, you bitch. I don't want it to be large enough that it blocks the view of the people inside, right? There we go. This is the kind of size I'm looking at. I wish you could zoom in closer. This is the unnatural growth as the city is bringing in and placing. I definitely feel like we should put some color in there. Are you going to be good? No. Definitely think some color would be good there. We've got actual cattails, which I feel like should go on sort of the edges here. They would go well. No, these aren't cattails. I don't think they are. Oh, they look good regardless, so they're going in. Yeah. I mean, you'll never notice those little details, but I'll know they're there. And they definitely enhance it to me. This is an area that I would want to go and sit in. Like, this would be a nice area. I'd be afraid of snakes and shit, but that's fine. There we go. Oh, cat. Yeah, Brian King is a dick. Go to bed, bitch. Get some rest. Oh, yeah. See, this is the kind of color I'm looking for. Oh, yeah. This looks good. Get some real, like, eye candy. I wonder if, like, the orange might have been better over here. Oh, this is a pretty one, too. I like these. But we want this area to feel fucking magical. I want this to be one of the most beautiful areas of the city. This is a place that people go to, like, propose. This is just meant to be so unbelievably fucking gorgeous for these people. I want them to feel that when they are here. That, wow, I can't believe I live in a city that is so pretty. I would love to pay more taxes. That's what I want going out of their mouth. But yes, I'll also marry you, but first let's make sure that we do it in a way that we don't qualify for the tax benefit of being married. But rather, we get to pay more. Because the more taxes we pay, the more beautiful our city will be. That's how that works. Some actual grasses would be good. Oh, these are nice too. There we go. I think you've still got great views in every direction, but now this becomes this really beautiful little scenic moment. At some point, they were willing to pay taxes, yes. Yes, they were. We're also selling a bunch of corn. Sorry, pardon my language. Fucking corn. Actual flowers? Yes. Yes. I want to put flowers right in front of this, but it won't let me because of the fucking road. Yeah, look at my profits. I mean, we're doing great. They're happy with everything I'm doing, including gulags. Who knew? I have no problem with this. I'm good with having gulags forever. These amaryllis flowers are just fucking gorgeous, dude. I love them. I mean, obviously, we'll have to zoom in here to see this again, ever. This is the kind of stuff I like to do, man. I think that that's just gorgeous. This would be my favorite place in the entire city. 100% sure about that. Oh, yeah, money is good right now. Population's dropping a little bit, but that's okay. They're dying of ecstasy. They better be. All right, generic tree tiny. I'm not going to add more trees over here, but I just want to kind of look at the scale that we're dealing with for the rest of this. Like, I like that oak thing. I mean, just look at that. That's scenic right there. That's properly fucking scenic. I almost feel like there would be some trees back here, bigger trees rather than just bushes, but I also don't want to push it, you know? There's a point at which there's too much. Shut up, you and YouTube saying we've already reached it. Shut the fuck up. Let me have my fun. Ooh, I don't hate the idea that there used to be some trees here that, like, oh, evidence of previous tree life. Kind of like it. Down by the edge. The trees that didn't make it. Just a couple. I think just a couple. That's enough to let this feel like wild growth there. Very nice. Add it the forest too. Oh, I agree. Yeah, definitely. There should be those that didn't make it. They fell over on their own. I need to get some that are actually lying down if I can find them too. Those that didn't make it. There we go. Yeah, I agree. Not too many. Just around. I think it's a sign of a healthy forest to see stuff like this. Listen, if you jump hard enough, you can impale yourself on one if you go from the upper path. You didn't hear that from me, though, Billy. There we go. The ones that needed to be culled because of forest fires? Yeah, maybe. I mean, they do seem fairly nicely distanced. Fucking Poisson disc sampling place trees. Yeah, now we can go in and add bushy stuff like this, you know. Find our really big boys and then put bushes around them. Proper bush work in there. Not necessarily on them, but find the areas that there would be bushes and, you know, let there be bushes. They're not competing with the tree. They really are celebrating a coexistence there. There we go. Not all of them will get it either, but there will be some that are just going to look like they need it, and those are the boys that get it. It's really just to help settle this area in visually that it will feel more natural if there is this... even just at the front, you know, enough to add a little bit of that visual interest. This guy needs it. A little bit of that visual interest and have some variety. Damn it, stop double placing. Especially because if there isn't a lot of the fern being placed around that area, it definitely helps it feel more integrated. I definitely want one in front of that tree. Not all of them will get it. And they don't even have to place necessarily on the trees. I think that's a good spot for some. Right up there feels good. Right in here feels nice. Big old dense cluster. I think we definitely want some bushes around here. I think we want to pull this back up a little bit more.
I hope these guys are faster.
Coco, go get him, dude. There he goes. Fucking Neum. Hey, and Frey, thanks, man. There we go. Appreciate that, brother. Thanks for the 2 gifty subs. Congratulations to those that got him. Who got it? Olive BB and June. Oh, dude, nice. He got access to jammies again. He was saying at the beginning of the stream he just lost access to jammies. Now he has access again to the best emotes on Twitch. Excellent. Welcome, friends. Hey, it's going to be time to spin the wheel here in a minute. Tonight's marathon stream brought to you by mostly Infray, who thanks to spinning the wheel by gifting the subs, we have tonight as a marathon stream. We're going ideally about 12 hours. It's been 2 weeks since you looked at me, but it's also been about 4 now, so we're a third of the way through the stream. All right, listen. Let's spin our wheel real quick, and then we'll figure out what other kind of foliage we want to put in there. If they can pull those grasses a little bit forward. I'm also thinking of having a small, like, cobblestone retaining wall. I don't know if that exists. How to get access to all of the emotes. Killing it 420, being subbed. All right, listen. All right, spin that wheel, boys. It's time. Nope, not you. This. All right, listen. We're a third of the way through tonight's marathon. Let's see if we have another one. It would have to be next week if we did, but still. All right, hey, thanks for the gift subs. Enjoy the emotes, those that got them. And now, it's time for us to see what else I owe you. All right, come on. Give me that Beppis time. I could use some rum. That would be really nice, actually. I might do it anyway. No. Oh, good. Party game night, my favorite. Y'all, it crashed. Oh no. Shit, we have to roll again. We didn't see what the result was. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, my bad. Oh no. Don't do it. Oh, it's gonna be another cosplay stream, which means I'm gonna re-roll it. Because that's a dead spot right now because I can't find my fucking cosplays. I already owe you two. Fuck. Spin again. Spin again. Spin again. Honey dicked again. Yeah, we have to cancel that one right now. I can't take it. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Oh, is it going to be a marathon or party game night? Looks like we're going to have a party game night. Maybe not. Oh. Okay.
Stream longer.
So we got a marathon stream we're going to schedule sometime next week as well. Tonight's a marathon stream. You guys have unlocked another one next week. God help me. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Hey, thanks for the gift subs. Now, you're going to have a whole lot more to play with. That's going to be good. You were looking forward to party game night? We can still do it as part of our marathon stream. Being the man who calls the shots around here, we really do have the advantage of being able to do whatever the hell we want, which is nice.
My dick.
We didn't get the spin. We can do whatever we want, including my dick. Excellent. Hey, embarrassed Winston, how you doing tonight? We didn't get the spin. That's okay. We'll just pretend we did. I need to rename that one from stream longer to marathon stream. I like this. I like that it's... You know, obviously it looks much better from up close because once we get the low poly, it's like... Bleh. Those trees really don't look good from a distance. You know what? We know that it looks good from up here. I think we did a pretty good job putting that forest in there. I definitely think we put some cattails down here, by the way. Definitely. There's no way we don't. More cattails, please. Give. There we go. Papas grass. Both sides of the fence as well. It's going to kind of peter out there. I want it to really kind of poke up on the sides. It's not going to be this perfect thing, but I really like the idea that it kind of comes out this way. Add a substation. I will, bitch! Not right. Oh, no, don't do this to me. Let me place it. There we go. Even at the base of the power pole. I'm going to get it under the bridge. Oh, here we go. I need to look at the substation so I can see just how it looks. This is an area that I feel like we would have left a lot of papas grass, or maybe the rest of it gets cut, and that's why it's not in the other places. You stop that. It's fighting me, dude. Add a dom station. Okay. You got it, Snake. Let's see. So let's take a look at the emergency services. Small service shelter. Oh, no, not that. We're looking for no emergency shelters. This is the earthquake sensors. This is what you were saying to add onto the edge over here as a access point. Hold on. For this thing. Love that idea. We'll put that for right there. Okay, that's awful. Hold on, you go somewhere else, sir. Oh, man. Did we put it down here? You know, that makes some sense to me. And, you know, you can imagine that there's like a ladder that they use to get down from the bridge to the substation. The orphanage. We put it off at this. Oh. Anything we don't like ends up going to the orphanage, including the children. This power line doesn't make any goddamn sense. What is this doing here? Powering my city, probably. Powering you, probably. Actually, no, it's fine. Somehow. It has power. Huh. Yeah, we want this to carry electricity across. We don't want anything else over there randomly. We don't need these power lines. We probably do need that power line, though. We'll pretend that that power line is coming from under the bridge. It's still connected. We're good. All right, let me take a look at a couple of these others. So we got options in here for other stuff that we might want to add. Tsunami warning signal. So you could tell me we could put buoys out here just to say, oh, is it going to be in the bottom? Let's just try it. Let's put one right there, see what happens. Yeah, it's in the water. I like the idea that we have these out here sort of to block people from coming in here. I like that idea. For now, we're going to delete it. Oh. I thought that was the sell it button. It's not that button. That is not what that button is. Okay. You know, a deep space radar would make a lot of sense to put here. I mean, obviously not up on Victoria Peak, though, you know, that would look rad as fuck. We could put it over here, though. Eventually. Once we decided what we want to do over here. Maybe that's what this little island is. You know, it's like a science area. You put another university over here. This one is like the science department. Maybe it's the science wing of the same university, because we can have the same university split into like 2 different campuses. This could be like the West Campus. That could be the East Campus or main campus. That could be really cool. Yeah, or maybe we put it over here. That's what. Oh shit, that's really kind of cool. A little bridge, a little footbridge. Not a footbridge. A small bridge that goes over there. Yeah, I think so at a hill point. I'm almost thinking like up here would be good. Because I was considering putting, like, we're going to put the university on this island. We'll have the university sports area go over here. Obviously some stuff could go over here as well. Well, you know, we can make this into a hill. We can make this into a pretty cool hill and have a road that goes up to it. Oh. You know, I wonder if we could have a road that dead ends into a tunnel and then have the radar be sort of detached from that road on a higher point on the hill, and if it's close enough, it'll count as connected. Put the orphanage right over here. We need to find like Orphanage Island. Hold on. We don't really have one. Oh, never mind. We do. The orphans live here. Right on that little ledge. The road bridge goes like to it. You got to kind of jump to get across. It doesn't quite reach the whole way. We'll put another orphanage there just for Snick. Just so that when he goes to hell, he won't have to ask why. He'll know. They'll just tap on his sign on his board that just says orphanage and be like, oh, fuck, I forgot about that. There we go. Add a pier. Yeah, we'll add a pier for sure. I definitely think that we're going to still have the ferry that takes you to and from the island, and it's the only way onto the island is by ferry. I think it's a good idea. Maybe you don't. This would be the other ferry point. This is how you get to it. It ferries across the river here. Because this would probably... I don't know that we're going to have a ferry that goes over here. It makes sense if the ferry connected to this, but I don't want to have a ferry connection there because you need to have road access. I am thinking that we could actually probably pull that out a little bit. Have that go down a bit. Put the ferry there so you can connect from this city over to this guy, to that guy. We'll have the ferry connect here. We'll have a ferry connection, I think, here to a side gate is what we're planning to do. Will the university have its own services? Oh, yeah. On-campus fire, on-campus police, on-campus medical center, all of those things. And extremely expensive. And also, they have a 6-month waiting list, so your broken leg's going to have to figure itself out, man. Not our problem. You paid tuition to take classes. All of the other things we said your tuition goes to is actually for other people who have been waiting for 6 months and probably graduated by the time that they can really make use of it. They love these piers. Look, our park is so successful. Look at this. They love looking at fucking nothing. Although it is a really pretty view. Textbooks are $1,000 per book. Damn, dude. I was spending $500 a semester on fucking textbooks. Ridiculous. And that was the cheap shit. I wasn't able to get hand-me-downs for any of my stuff, but I was doing like the cheap shit online version. What I wasn't doing was downloading copies. Yarhar. I wasn't doing that. I don't know why I wasn't doing that, but I wasn't doing that. Anyway, yeah, the university will have its own services for sure. I'm going to put some smaller foliage in here. Not these, but something similar, something pretty. Too small. Sorry, chat. You know, these bushes are good. Fuck you! Oh, he's a little bitch? Okay. Whoever had that emergency needs to be exiled from the city. Oh, you know what? Honestly, this is... I wish my... Okay, hold on. Save. I'm going to save. No. I'm going to save. I'm going to go back to the main menu. Because I'm pretty sure that I have a mod that lets me zoom in closer. And if I don't have it, I want to know if there is one. Because I constantly find myself trying to zoom in more so I can really see what I'm making here. Like, from the civilian's perspective, I want to get that close onto the street. I want to be able to see the leaves on those trees. And sniff them. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm pretty sure somewhere in here, I don't know what most of these mods are, but I'm going to take a look at camera. Camera positions utility. Save camera positions to save game. Save load custom positions. Disable collision. Okay. Shadow distance fix. Definitely want that one. Options, camera speed, ground proximity. Wait, bring that back. What was that saying? Beware if you go too close to the ground, some clipping may occur. That's fine. Disable water collision. Yes. Yeah, I really like that. I don't want the water moving my camera. Yeah, I like this. Like, I'll move my camera if I'm clipping through things, but I really want to be able to get the view that I'm looking for. I really want to get that. Yeah, cinematic camera is cool. First-person camera is great. You can do WSASD from first-person camera. Like, you can get on the street level with that. Hold on now. Let's get in there. I'm fucking excited now. Oh... Being able to get like that not panoramic, but being able to get that from the street level view, because that's how we're designing our city so far, is that from the street level, it should be fucking gorgeous. That's how we're designing it. It doesn't have to look pretty from a bird's eye view, though it will, but we're really trying to zoom in and get intimate with each of these little small areas and making these beautiful moments that if we were to go first person, you would be like, that is amazing. That's a postcard. That's just gorgeous. That's what we're looking for. That's what I want to see in each of these parts. Especially in the nature reserve. We put so much effort into making the surrounding environments look beautiful and scenic. We have these winding paths because we want you to see the trail that goes in and gets cut off by more tree line, you know? To me, that makes it feel nice and secluded. It makes me feel serene and, you know, away from everything else. It makes me feel at peace and alone with nature. Which is a beautiful thing to feel at a nature reserve. It's why you would go there. Okay, broken assets, who cares? Okay, so where is... First-person camera's tab. Oh, well that... Oh, my camera does not like this, but it does allow... Oh, hello. That is very fast. But it does allow... Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's the kind of thing we're looking for. That's how we've designed this park. But I'm also honestly going to have trees along this edge where... I want it to be not until necessary. This is a little fast. That's a little fast for me. First person camera. I need your speed to not be incredibly high. Is that you? Controls camera movement speed when you're close to the ground. Default value 30. Let's bring that down to 10. I don't think that's the same thing. It really does slow us down here. So we speed up like that. I'm fine with that. Oh, we do get real close in there. We almost get that first-person camera view. If we were an extremely tall person, this is what our city would look like. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is the point we were supposed to get to. See this forest? But then we're supposed to be able to look out and have that grand view from this point, you know? Be able to see all these things. I think that's good. We want to walk the park. We want to see it. And I really do wish the first-person camera wasn't so fucking fast. We definitely need to add some grasses or some foliage there. So I don't want to see the fence. I don't want to see the fence from inside the park. That's kind of what I want to do. Fence, high bushes, maybe 2/3 of the way up the fence. Here we go. A little bit of tearing. We're going to pretend those are stairs instead of a really fucked up ramp. We're going to pretend that that's a really nice staircase. That's how we have it so far. Fence looks good. Views are good. Maybe configure the settings at the top. You know what? You're right. I completely forgot that this was here. City Vitals, you just need to go on this side. Sorry, brother. You got to go over here. Go faster, speed multiplier, hide UI. Hotkey to show cursor, none. Go faster with caps lock, eh? Movement speed, sensitivity. Snap to ground, no. Ground distance, we can get, oh, there we go. You know what? I think that's it. That may only be for, oh, enter walkthrough mode. Here's the thing, though. I wanna be able to choose where I am and where I'm going. Wait, don't let me do that. Hello? God? No, we're way over. Jesus, okay. It yoinked me all the way across the city. Let me see if how close down we can get now. Still not quite there. We're still very tall. The movement speed. The movement speed isn't... Here's the thing. This is for the cinematic camera mod. I'm pretty sure. I'm not stupid. I'm looking at it and realizing this is probably not what we're looking at, but maybe this is. I thought this was for the cinematic camera mode because this one has the... Oh, no, it doesn't. This might not be. Hold on, let me try. Okay. Oh, it is. You're right. Okay, good. I thought it was for a different mod. It's not binding my cursor. Oh, hello. It's not... Okay, so if we're going to do that, I definitely want to pull... I like that move speed. That's good. I want to get that ground distance to be... Probably 1 was good. I was fine with 1. Okay, there we go. Let's try this again. So we can look... We can look like a citizen would see. Maybe a short... Jesus. Maybe a short citizen. I need to get sensitivity higher. Sensitivity needs to be like 150. 175. 2. That's good. It doesn't bind my cursor, so I'm fucking mousing over everything. Hold on, we'll let the buses pass. Look at these guys. Nice. Go on. Good deal. Okay. Not getting murdered today? No, sir. What? Random loose dog. I'm fine with that. I like this city. We do, in fact, look like a very short person. We probably should get a little taller. It's okay, though. Yeah, because I want to be able to stand here and see over the edge. This is actually fucking Coco vision. That's what it is. Okay. Look up a little bit. Yeah, that's the edge over the railing. That's not bad. We got a decent view there. This will probably be filled in with foliage. Wouldn't be surprised. Probably not trees and stuff. But just like all the other areas that we have made, we've put them together. We've done some work on them. They now become the backdrop of our other scenic moment. There we go. Hold on. So let's do that. Let's try and get a little bit higher off the ground. Maybe 250. 3? Let's do 3. Let's try 3. It's going to anchor us. We're a little bit tall now. So I think 2 might actually be the answer here. Don't have to pause. Oh, it has to be paused while we do this. Okay. Actually, no, this feels a little tall. This feels like you're maybe like 6.5 feet tall. But that's not bad. We can freeze the city anytime. And you know what? I do want to have it. I didn't like this setting before, but I do want it to have to snap to ground. Yeah, I want this to be that I'm going to walk around on the ground camera. And let's do our height at 250. 275? 275 there. Trolley bus, yes. Your trolley buses are here, man. All right. We are still very tall compared to these citizens. But that's okay. We're tall compared to the children. No, we are extremely tall boys. Wow. The thing is, though, these are like people high railings here. I feel like a normal tall person, but well, no, not really. These are... I want to be able to see over this railing is the only thing. snapped to the ground. Yeah, there's our commercial district back there. Go. Dude, playing GeoGuessr in my own town. Here we go. Yeah, we're getting close to the park now. I'm going to go walk the park from here. This is one of our side entrances. So we're leaving the orphanage now to go into the park. Yeah, see, like, this is beautiful. I think this is a great view. I mean, the second you enter the park, look at that. I think that's just so nice, though. That little bit of curvature that we put in there, we put that in there because we knew it would look nice. Everyone loves a little curve. Excellent. There we go. Beautiful. Oh. Yeah, man. I feel like the proper height is going to be like 2.5. I think that's kind of what we want to look at. I mean, look at this. I think it's great. The shadow of the trees on the pathway is what really gets me. I think it's just gorgeous. Yeah, the limb of that tree kind of hides the view, and then as it pulls back, you get this beautiful little panoramic coming up as things open up at this area. Oh, and then you get that full bridge in there. It's so easy to ignore the city on your left. And once we put in more foliage there, I think it'll be impossible not to just enjoy yourself. We're going to go stand in our gazebo. Dude, we have to. Not you. Shit, we passed it. Oh, god damn it, dude. That's fine. I don't think we definitely need to put some foliage there to cover that building. We don't want to see the back of it. Although maybe putting a fence up and some bushes is it. The city is janky? Fuck you, Snake. Dawn? Nope, that's Tyvox. I've seen that man. He's off to take some pictures. Yeah, we are extremely tall, but that's okay. Let me adjust real quick. I do want to get a little bit, oh, not you. I do want to get a little shorter there. Ground distance, I think it's going to be 225. Let's do 225. All right, let's actually get over there real quick. Hello? Where's my camera? Can't move my camera anymore. This affects both versions of the camera. I have to change the settings when I want to do one camera or the other. Come on now. Ugh. No snap to ground. Let me get over there. Oh, my cursor's just unbound from the camera. What the hell's going on here? Did I push something I shouldn't have? Yeah, you can see my cursor on screen. Hold on. Is that what this is to disable cursor? Let's do back black quote. Yeah. Well, no, I should still have the cursor. I just can't move. Cannot rotate the camera. What the hell is this? You pay your taxes? You do pay your taxes. That's fair. Well, I suppose we're just going to do this and then set it back again. My camera is completely broken. That's okay. All right, we'll go down the hill. Let's go look at our gazebo. There we go. Cat, god damn it, go to bed. I want to see the whole walk down there too. Hold on. That's good. Yeah, I really think the placement of this tree is really nice. That clears back like the drawing of a curtain. We really got to get rid of that pole. We really got to get rid of that pole. That just so cuts off the beauty here. It just ruins the composition of that shot. We got to get rid of that power pole there. Okay. I feel about adult height now. Q and E will rotate the camera. It shouldn't need to, though. Oh, I'm dumb. No, I went from WSASD controls and was used to using that. No, I'm sorry. I know what I'm doing. Oh. Hold on now. You do this, like you're standing here like, yeah, you go to the bathroom, 'cause that's what these are. I'll sit here and wait, you know. Well, that's pretty. But then you get up, it's like, hey, you ready to go? Okay, cool. Now let's go over here, and it just all opens up before you. And then just like, look at that. This is, to me, if this were real life, this would just be fucking breathtaking to me. We're role-playing a member of our own city. That's what we're doing. And that, honestly, back there looks nice. It looks like you could go, you know, romp back there if you wanted to. It's not like a dense forest where, like, oh, there's definitely wolves and shit back there, but It's dense enough to feel separate, you know, an area that's sort of unclaimed, but everywhere near the path is claimed. This is my favorite mod, is the one that lets you walk the street. This is great. This tree needs to be moved. That branch is really in the way. You don't want to bonk your head as you're walking here. They would definitely clear those limbs. We'll come back and fix that, though. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is just like, it's so fucking pretty. We want to put some other foliage that sort of goes along that edge, because we're not meant to look at the river necessarily from here, but I do like the idea of putting a viewpoint right here, because this is just, that's beautiful. Right down by the water. We're going to do that. Back on the path, though. You know, we get in here, we go up the steps, we get inside the gazebo, and look at the view we've made. Look at the views we've made. Look at that little, I mean, look at this. You get a fucking Bob Ross would paint this. Bob Ross would paint this all day. He's even got his little cabin in the background. Come on. You can't even be upset with me about that. Beautiful view of bridges. Mostly just bridges, honestly. And then that path back up. Once we put foliage down on that side, oh, it's gonna be good. There we go. Unfortunately, Bob Ross's auto band emote. Get bopped. There you go. Dude, I haven't seen an actual honest-to-God Kipo in years. This is not bad. We could definitely stand to have something more that comes into view as we turn here, though. As we turn, this should become more of a view than it is right now. Hello? I'm floating. We had a fountain here at one point. I don't know where that fountain went. Someone stole it. Did you take it, fucking grandpa? Put my fountain back. We're so tall. We're just lording over people. I like to imagine that we as the mayor are walking around on stilts. We also have a major god complex, so that's not surprising. You know, this is a little dangerous now that I'm looking at it, you know? Bit of a lip there. I would definitely bring my kids here. I just, you know, would leave them here as well. But we knew that. Stuff that's been moved with Move It. Like, we're not allowed to actually snap to the ground on this pathway. We have to get off the path to do it. That's a nice view. Could definitely enhance it, though. Even, yeah, we really could. This is the kind of shit I like this game for. Oh, man. Yeah, we need to landscape that edge for sure. I think we did a nice job at that forest back there. I was worried about having trees that were not very close together and didn't have really girthy trunks, but man, I think it ended up working really well. You have an idea. All right. I'm here to listen to Killing Its ideas. I am listening. An underwater cave entrance at a cliffside. How underwater? Hold on, let me walk over the edge here. Yeah, the camera is the same no matter what the thing is. Don't snap. Okay, there we go. Yeah, camera's back to normal now. Never mind. I was dumb. I was thinking that for whatever reason, WSASD was rotating, or my mouse was supposed to I was in first-person camera mode is what I thought I still was, but no. We're back to normal. Yeah, this all looks good. It looks better from the ground for sure. That's really how I'm designing the city, is that it's meant to be beautiful from the ground. So, like, if we were to do... I feel like what you're going to recommend is the following. I think you're going to tell me to do an emergency shelter kind of thing. Place it roadside, then move it down there. Let's just try. Let's just see how this looks. Let me find a place I can just put it, and then use move it. Oh shit! Don't do that. There we go. Move this down here. It will have to be close enough to a road TM. It's probably going to be upset that it's underwater. some houses are upgrading. They must like those trees there. Hell yeah, dude. It needs water. It needs water and electricity, too. Never mind. I think we're going to kill this idea. Probably an actual cave entrance. I'm not sure where. I'm looking over here like this is obviously where it's going to go. Under the bridge makes sense. You know, this sort of like secret hidden entrance under the... down here. This is where I get out of the city on my little jet ski at the end of the movie. Just describe killing it. What is the vision here for this project you have? Because I don't see inside your gigantic brain. Spacious as it is. I don't have the same vision. I do think some flowers planted along here would be really nice. Like not just literally lined, but in the same way that we're gonna have some over here. Flanking either way down this fence line would be good. People are gonna be less inclined to climb a fence if there's foliage at the bottom of it. Because if there's nothing at the base, they're just gonna feel like there's no risk or consequence to at least trying to jump it. But if you're gonna be landing in a fucking bramble patch, you're gonna think twice about trying to get into my area. Barbed wire is, I think, less of a deterrent to soft criminals than just some fucking bushes. I think people will be deterred by the inconvenience of breaking in. Oh, big stretch. There we go. Yeah, let's try and figure out what bush we want to put there. Which I know we're going to want some bushes in there. It's not these. These really don't look that good. They look, well, they look artificial. No! Oh, don't do that, man. Oh, okay, I got to remember. I think this is the... God, what tree is this? Fuck me. Just right in the mouth. Oh, no. Was it the split trunk? Yeah, it is. The split trunk is just a little bit large. Some of these are big boys. That's fine. We'll let that be a big boy. Well, look at these girthy lads. I'm sorry. When did you grow up? What the hell? Hold on now. You're a little big. These two gotta go. These two gotta get destroyed. You gotta put those back. Regular-sized living oaks. This guy's right on the verge of being too large. Let's get our live oak tree. Yeah, see, this is the size we're looking for. This is the size we're looking for. Although it's right over the path. We got to kind of be careful about this, but let's wiggle them until we get the... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Let's get this guy on the other side to be a little bit better as well. Luckily, when we do it this way, we really can pull it, but it's going to be one frame that's perfect, and then we can't move it past that. We want it... The branches should create an archway through which the civilian walks to get into the park. They should not be accosted by the branches. They should merely be... And there we go. That's fine. Yeah, we should have a clear view. This guy's fine. We knew this one down here was not exactly where we wanted it. This branch right here really does get in the way. I think a little bit further back would be good too. Yeah, there we go. It fills that space without fully occupying it. I still think that branch is going to be a problem. That's good. I don't mind it going over that bridge a little bit. I think that's fine. There we go. That feels like it's much more in line with where we need that to be to fit the pathway. This all felt good. Was this in the way? I liked how that branch works. It wasn't in the way at all. I didn't feel like it was going to bonk my head. This, however, has got to go. We've got to find a way to get this line out of here. Please don't disconnect. Please be enough to reach. It is. Yeah, the music is a bit repetitive, unfortunately. It'd be nice to have other music, but I don't know what to do about that. Honestly, could just turn it down further. There we go. There is a... It says there's a radio, but like... There we go. Let's put it on like 15. It's just there in the background. See, the music isn't very well balanced. They're really quiet, and then it gets really fucking loud. Also, where did these trees go? Hello? I had trees here. I had a lot of stuff here, and now it's gone. Where did half of this stuff go? Huh? All the cattails are gone, everything. I added these cattails after these. What the fuck happened? Huh. I'll have to turn it back on. I hope it didn't undo any of the other stuff. Yeah, we've been working on this park. I like these rocks here. I definitely want to do some more rock features. Yeah, we could. I'd have to find some more music to be able to play. I'm not worried about it though. One other area I want to work on is the surprise chicken farms. I don't think we're going to finish this right now. I just wanted to be able to get that area. Was a big area that I knew I wanted to work on. I still want to do some foliage along there, but I'm not sure how I want to handle that. I want to get some pines put over here, but I don't know what happened. I feel like this rock area might have actually deleted some stuff. I don't know. I'm always going to blame the rocks. Fuck the rocks. Yeah, I'm not sure. This other stuff is fine. Not sure why it would have been deleted. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I'm not sure what bushes I want to do over here, though. Not sure I want to work on those bushes either. I think I'm going to work on the farm for sure. Because we have this stuff, and this stuff is good. It's working. We can't sell our flour as fast as we're making it, which is why we wanted to get a train up here. If you think we're making money now, just wait until we actually have the throughput we need to make sure that that product is getting used. But this is how we're making our money in town for the most part. But I've placed it very densely, thinking that we were going to need a lot more than this. But I really don't feel like I need more than this. I like the idea of the farms being kind of sprawled. I really kind of need to look at whether there are chicken farms or if it's all like full cattle. Can we get some chickers in here? What kind of animal pens do we get? Animal pasture, flour mill, cattle shed, milking parlor, slaughterhouse. Suspect we're not going to get chickens. That's okay. I do want to set some residential in here too. Like I want there to be farmhouses. I want there to be a family that owns the farms and lives out here. This stuff needs to go along the edge here, so it's on the outskirts. We'll have them kind of on either edge, although I really don't want them on this. Maybe I'll make a service road that follows along it. Connecting back here, we'll probably move this around a little bit. Probably move this over to the back. Put a service road back here for the industrial that can connect in here, because this is a main entryway for the city. It's not for the farm. We want to have a separation of service roads along here. I think we should go ahead and work on that. Honestly, this service road could work, and we could have it connect down to here, or even just do this and then connect in back there. Let this all be open. Put a little farmhouse back here. Start the bakeries up in that area, or the mills, the flour mills. I still want to have a bakery, but we got to get ranching set up. What else did we need? There was something else that we needed to do the bakery, which is in this area. The bakery also needs... No, it needs flour, animal product. Yeah, animal products, crop, and flowers. So if we have excess crops, then we're good. I think we're honestly consuming more than we're producing. It's 60% full here. 49, 47, 60 on that one. Huh. Yeah, I feel like we may need to put down more crops just to make sure we have enough of the base supply, because we're producing a fuckload of flour to be able to make a bakery. But I really only want one bakery. And I want to be able to put it like down here, although let me see if it produces pollution and stuff like that. This bakery is a production building. It's not a selling point. It does produce some pollution. Yeah, this is not a building that we're going to use for, you know, being in front of these guys. Though it is something that we'd put like maybe right over here and then have a road that goes to it. And then be like, oh man, look how nice the city. We have a bread factory here. As you're driving in, see the farms. I want to line the actual farms that we have along here, so as you're driving in, you can see it. I think that's so scenic. So I'd probably start that along here and have like some shrubbery, some grasses, and then you actually start the farm side. I'm willing to put in a bunch of these just as decoration, but I think I want to use the big fields. And honestly, I think we're going to place them because they look good more than because we need them. We probably will make use of what we plant, but yeah, we're going to probably just be planting a fuckload of those. It's a medium crop field, and it comes with its own barn. I don't necessarily like that. The large crop field needs a level 5 area, which means we probably just need to build more infrastructure here. 413, so we need to basically double the size. Sure. Yeah, we can do that. We'll probably need more residential at that point to get it, but yeah, I think that doing a ranch area, which I want to do ranching out here, though, by the highway may not be the place to do it. But if we were to put some dense forestry over here as the border of the farms, could be good. There we go. You're primarily a Mars radio listener while playing City Skylines. I know there was a few mods we had that added radio, but I don't know where that radio is. Like, how do I access the radio? I'd be happy to listen to a radio. I don't know how to, though. I knew of the radio, but I didn't, know where to get to it. Cinematic camera, free camera, cinematic extended. The icon in the upper right. Is it this? Oh, yeah, that is. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's listen to Mars Radio then. Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry. You guys got to let me know that there's... Yeah, these are all the basic ones. I'm terrified of using any of the stuff from the... All stations except Gold FM should be stream friendly. Yeah, I'm terrified of them not being. Please note that some radio stations have licensed music and... Oh, Gold FM, okay. Okay. So we got something else, and we can always just change the music again later if we want to. Excellent. Well, Rian's, I'm sorry, what, the Franklin residence? No. I wanted Rian's weenie hut. Fucking Frackle, so good. There we go, dude. There we go. Get a little bit more energy going, not the same fucking song over and over again. Good deal. Thanks for that, Frackle. You've saved my life. Okay. Let's get our service roads going. We're not going to do tram tracks. We just want the industrial road. I think we're going to... Okay, we're going to plan straight sections, and then we're going to let those connect with... I think we're going to have just a straight boy that goes back here. And ironically, straight boy. About there is good. That'll curve naturally. We want to give ourselves these straight roads. That will end up connecting down there, so we really probably want to... This, I think, is going to curve up into the service road. This is probably going to come a little bit further down. Let's give ourselves some distance. Man, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Let's do this. This road was made long boy because we figured we were going to have it extend down there, but I do like the idea that there's a straight road that comes down the center, and then we'll connect in like that. Almost feel like I want a 4-lane industrial going down the middle. I'm not going to worry about it right now, though. This is going to be an area that's going to be really easy for us to make edits to in the future, just because it's gonna play itself out nicely, I think. And that it just makes such a nice connection there. Oh, thank you, Frackle. This music's nice. It's fucking chill. Get this church out here too. Like, I want there to be sort of a... Definitely a church out here, but I think I want to make it like a normal inroad to the church. Maybe the church is right over here. Well, we can't delete that road. I'm fucking dumb. You know, maybe there is a sort of a around here that is just normal neighborhood. Maybe even this is some commercial that sells these products. We can make it a farmer's market area. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, Frackle is a helper, that's for sure. In a lot of ways, too. All right, let's do that. And we're going to, yeah, we're going to change these out. These roads, at least for these sections, are going to be normal boy roads. Because this isn't going to be here. This is going to be pushed off to the sides. Right now, yes, this is here, and we want to leave these as industrials. But we're going to decide on an amount of space. I think it's this. Honestly, we could probably put that back to the... Most of this is probably just going to get deleted, if I'm being honest with you. That's probably what it's going to be. Most of this, not deleted, but like, you know, shoved over into the corner. Made to ooh-oo a little bit loudly. Okay, there we go. That just connects. Let's just do a straight road there. No, it's not just going to connect there. You have to trust me, chat. How long is this? How long is that? It's 880 bucks. Okay. That didn't help me. Man, what is that mod that... What is that mod that would... let me just do the measurement here. At a measure point. Is this not going to be exact? Length is 174. That's not... Is that 17.4 is what that's saying? Actual in-game units? Meh, it's not very helpful. That ends up being 2 plus 2. So 22 units. Okay, that's what I want to do. 22 units. No, it'll be 22 units up. And then into the center, but I don't know how far that is. Well, 11. So this. 11 units. And then down. And then we can build our church into here, and I'm going to put a cemetery behind it. With a crematorium. Yeah, I'm going to move the church into there. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we like that. That's nice. We're not going to have the road that connects across there. Okay, so I do not want to have the water tower over here. I do want to move it just for the purposes of having it. It's a utility. I don't like moving this stuff around once I've made it. Eminent domain and stuff, but for right now, I feel like I need to get it out of the way so I can really design this where I want it, because all this stuff was made as placeholder. I wanted the industrial demand to be satisfied. I needed a better source of income, so I made this really quickly, but it was not placed in a way that I wanted to keep it long term. There we go. But this I think is fantastic. This I like. We'll delete you. We'll pretend it was never there, okay? Pretend it was never there. Even though it was. There we go. There we go, that'll be fun. Get that through there. Man, every time I work with the pipes, it just turn that shit off. We'll place it where we want. It'll be close enough, and that'll be fine. Definitely want to get this to follow this road. We know at this point we're going to probably keep this service road. Hello? Oh, you stopped that. No, no. That's my 12 o'clock alarm. Oh, no. No, we're not done. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Good deal. Yeah, this pipe is probably going to get deleted, so I'm just going to leave that pipe there. We didn't even finish these pipelines because we knew these probably weren't going to be where they ended up staying. They weren't actually where we wanted these guys to be. I do like the center road, but this stuff's all going to get deleted, so we'll just take that out later. But for now, we'll leave it because it doesn't hurt to have it. I don't know why I'm paused. Guess I didn't want the church to have to go without. Okay, so now we have electricity needs. This is an area where aesthetically, I really do want to have the suburban power lines running down the street. Especially if we have the prop and tree anarchy on, although I really don't feel like we need to because these power lines can run down the center of the street. But there are a couple places where we have them doing that. I don't remember where. But there are a couple places where we have them. Yeah, here. I don't know why we did. We can get rid of them now, but they can run down the middle of the road and not cause any issues. There we go. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and trim that up because I knew that we needed those there before. This is another area. Some of this stuff before we actually filled in the density, we'd put some of these amenities down here, these services and stuff. We needed them connected. Yeah. Yeah, see, I like this. I think we can definitely do a better job of hiding them. I love the idea of, hold on, hear me out. What if we did this? Ooh. Can we bury these power lines? You know, that's a thought. Or at least shorten them? I mean, we don't want them short. I mean, there's a reason they're tall, you know. It doesn't really like that. I guess we're going to undo this boy. He has become tall. All right. It does not like that. Let's just leave it, and if we need to do some work on that pole. That's fine. It'll be okay. Yeah. That'll be fine. Let's get some power lines over here. We're going to run them... we're probably going to run them on this side of the street. Let's put it properly in the corner, but maybe a little bit away from it. Right into that corner. It's going to stop us actually being able to designate buildings right there, but I think that's okay. We'll put this one right before... right there. Jump it to the other side of the street, and then we'll put this one down to here. I really want to start... See, I don't like that. Man, okay. Anarchy? No! Oh, it won't let me do it. Oh, no. Okay. It will let me put it over the path, though. So I can have... Yes, it reaches the next corner. Good. So we could do something like this. All right, no, it's not necessary. It doesn't have to be done, but I like the idea that each of these streets ends up getting its own little power line to connect it. Just down that row. I just think that having that power line will look nice in this old part of town. Well, normally those probably would go at the front, but I'm not going to be able to place those without intersecting the buildings. You know, if you're going to have power lines running, having them down an alleyway does not feel like a bad idea. Because I think if we go first-person camera mode, which we can do now, we have to kind of be down here already, because otherwise we're going to be way too slow. And I do want it snapped. Hold on. Sorry. I do want it snapped to the ground. You know, we can walk through here. Yeah, this feels like a great little walkway. This is nice. I do think I want to put in just dirt road as a, not like a dirt road, but if there's another dirt path. Yeah, this area is all sustainable businesses, which is good. It's a shame that we can't be unpaused as we do this. It's a real shame. A fucking Applebee's is a sustainable business. Okay. Hey, this isn't bad. I mean, it's still pretty. I mean, honestly, oh, hi. This is still pretty. I mean, you can see in the distance there's some stuff there. I like seeing the water tower in the skyline. This Japanese garden was placed here mostly because it fits. But it doesn't really fit thematically, so I think we're going to adjust it. You can see the botanic garden over there. That's beautiful. Across the street. I really like the bushes we put in there. This is the first time we're able to walk it at sort of civilian level. Go down this sideways. The sidewalk here. Go in. Let's just pretend that we're doing this. You can see the steeple in the background. All this stuff on the right's going to be gone. We are still pretty tall. I want to get, honest to God, the same height as some of these civilians. We're at 2 right now. I think 175 probably is the answer to be as tall as this man here. Oh, Jesus. Hi, how are you? This man looks like fucking Squidward. All right. Our height is, oh, 225? 2 might be the answer. Let's do 175, though, and see how bad that is. Definitely feel shorter, but... Oh, that's fine. Let's go see if we're probably just slightly taller than these guys are. You know, we're a solid 6-footer. We're one of those, yeah. I think this is good, though. This is going to give us a better idea of the scale. Nice 6-footed friend. Caps lock is go faster. Sprint. There we go. We get over here onto this street, and this is where we're going to see all of this land is filled in. We're probably going to have a single house. Oh, this is going to be like all death services are over here. Alpha male height? Yes. The best. This is a parking meter. Oh my god, you cannot use this unless you are fucking Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, these factories don't look amazing, but this definitely looks like a farm town kind of thing, you know? If you were to look at pictures of Saginaw, Texas, that's what you're looking at. But you get this nice curved road. I think I'm going to have this one lined with grass, purely because I want to get rid of the parking spaces. But not trees. Not lined with trees, but lined with the grassway, I think for sure. Get over here, and this is going to be the church. I think there's going to be a street. Like, this is going to be a T-junction, right? There's going to be... Oh. It's an interesting asset. But I think we can have a street that comes straight from here and goes back to sort of the farming neighborhood. It leads back to where the actual farming houses are. That's the idea that I have for this back here. Is this is sort of a residential. Cuts off there right at that bend. This ends up being where the main farmhouse is. It could be good. You disconnected. Did I make your idea? I asked you, I was asking you for more details. I wanted to know more of your vision as far as what you meant by underground cave or underwater cave entrance. Wanted to know more of how you imagined that panning out, where it would go as well. We're now working on the surprise chicken farms. We didn't finish the park, by the way, since you disconnected. We didn't finish the park, but we did walk around it for a bit and really liked the progress we had made. I still want to do more foliage on that side, and I still want to line this side with bushes as well. And then start working on this area. But man, the whole city, we're just spending so much time trying to manicure it to be beautiful to us that I think we're going to end up being very successful in the end. Let's get rid of some of these trees that we don't want, which is all of them. We're going to plant our own. But this is an area where... Jesus. I'm going to get rid of these trees. At least in this lot. And then up in this area, because we know that we're going to be putting... Probably right there is going to be where that next... All this will be gone too in a minute. Like a dent in the cliff side. Basically like a natural water outlet. That seems natural. I almost wish you would draw me a picture. Like, from the perspective of looking at it, you know, if it was right there or something, or if it was right over here, you know, what would that look like? Bust out your MS Paint skills. We need to fence all this in. We need to fence this entire block in. We're going to change these streets too. Okay. This is still going to be the industry road. Although, no, I don't think it needs to be. All the industry stuff is going to happen up here. This will be an industry road. That will be industry road. Industry connects over here. The industry doesn't need to connect to this stuff. Although we do have this service road. But this service road is civilian now. Yeah. Let's go ahead and fully change it over. This is what we're looking for. Yeah, this stops the parking. I think this ends up being really nice for rural town back area. We do have a proper dirt road that is like a rural town dirt road. I think could look nice. No parking over here. This isn't proper. This is the nicest area over here, but it's only in that it's modest. There we go. I think that's fine. This area will probably just be a normal street. Getting rid of the industry designation over here. This is where you can start to come in and park if you want. We don't give a shit. But we don't want you parking up here. This is privately owned land. We probably will continue the grass up this way. I don't think we're going to add trees, though. To, like, this point, we're going to start saying, okay, we're going to pull a road across. This is where we start getting into proper industrial road. And I really only want angle here because I want a 90-degree coming out of that street. He really doesn't like that. We're going to go ahead and do this. Have that connect in a little bit more naturally. Okay. Let's have this go across a full 90. That connects in there. I think that's fine. Let's have you connect down. And then from there, you're going to make a connection, but we're going to have you curve. That's about right. Yeah. Ranching, farming over on this side. Yeah, I think the farmland goes over here. This will probably be tree line. Full-on tree line to block out the noise. I don't necessarily want the people on the highway to look over here that way either. It's almost going to be a bit like South Carolina.
Super Salmon Days down at Fish Brothers. For a limited time, bring in any fish and get a chilled salmon entree free. You heard right. Bring in any fish and get a free chilled salmon entree. And I mean any fish. Got a swordfish lying around? Bring it in. Got a goldfish you're sick of feeding? Bring it in. Got a fish that's been sitting in the sun for a few days? Bring it in. We'll throw it in with the rest of them. What we do with the fish is nobody's business but ours. Just enjoy your salmon $8.99 with our famous stew. So, welcome on into Fish Brothers Seafood Themed Restaurant, where everything's a great catch. Except shrimp.
Can you hear it? Listen closely. It's the sound of refreshment. Pop soda
Dystopian
refreshment.
commercials and My Goat Utopia.
Pop soda. Belch the best.
Oh.
Welcome back to Mars Official Radio. Dynamic and irregular environment in schools. Instead, I went back to the university and studied astrophysics. Physics is the science of matter, its motion, and its behavior in time and space.
Can I post a link?
Astrophysics
Yeah,
is
you
the
should be
science
able
of
to.
Things like dark matter, a form of matter that neither
we go.
emits nor reflects.
I would prefer if it
electromagnetic
was
radiation.
without the dialogue.
We don't know if it
we
really
go.
exists, but it
All right, let me
helps
take a
us
look at this.
explain the irregular movements of galaxies. It obviously didn't get rid of all
Oh, I
irregularities.
see. Yes. Okay.
After a little talk, it's time for a little music. That's regular.
Yeah, we could try something like that. Yeah, we got some options. Okay. Yeah, we got some options. Also, I'm going to have this road go up like that and then cut this one off. I'm going to have it do that, and then we're going to take this out. We're going to start letting this kind of carve itself into a more interesting shape. Although, honestly, maybe this would... at this point, this would curve in that way, and this could be just like a nice diagonal that comes in like that. A couple things we could do there. There was a car on that road? Well, fuck him. He'll be off-road here in a second. It's time to live, you little beetle bitch. Go. Look at him. See, he didn't even think about it. Off that curb like he owned the damn thing. He's fine. He's fine. We don't need to worry about the cars here. There we go. I think this is fine. I think we can almost put a water tower over here. This is really what could go there. Obviously, we'll want to move the electrical pole that we put in there. All right, there we go. We'll keep it from there, but I'm not sure exactly how I want to take it over there yet. This feels like it could go there, goes into that corner maybe, probably goes on there, then up. Wouldn't mind having those there. Jumps the street, goes onto the other side of the street, follows into that corner, into there, and then forward. I think that's what we'll do. But all this stuff needs to get moved. Over here, though, is going to be a massive death care area. That's what this whole thing is. Let's find a fence. Let's find a fence that we like. I don't know what kind of... I would use an amusement park fence, please. Let me... Hold on. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out. That's not bad. Really, though, let's think about what's going to be in here. Do we have enough space to really... Do we want to move the old people in here? That's maybe not a bad idea. I like the idea that this is a mass graveyard. Like, I'm going to move all the cemeteries in the city over to here. Like, this is where it's meant to go. You purchase a plot. We have the burial. But as part of sort of the religious ceremony that this particular area does, now you can go anywhere you want for burial services, okay? However, this is literally the only option unless you leave the city. Anyone buried in the city has to go through this place, and they have a very specific set of parameters in which you're allowed to be buried. Always closed casket, and you purchase the plot, you go to the funeral, the casket goes down, that's great. What you don't know is the body has been ground up, dehydrated, turned into like cornflakes, and then sprinkled in the field or fed to the pigs in order to help the industry. You will all serve the bottom line. Whether that bottom line is here or 6 feet under, you will serve. I think that that's fine. All right, let's do that. I don't actually want to move this over, but it would be nice. There we go. Soylent Green is people? Yes. That's how that's gonna work. Okay, so we definitely want a fence, but I don't know where yet. I guess we're not gonna move them all. I think that we're just gonna like turn it off. Oh no, never mind. You can have it back. Grandma? Grandma! For fuck's sake. It should be fine. We'll just put more cemeteries up here. But like, I want to have... let's see, where's our road? We have one that we got here. Yeah, Grass Trail Road. Let's just see how this looks. Ooh, that's cute. I like the idea that we could use that as if it looks like a civilian pathway, but it ain't. This is where I think that we're gonna have it like come straight out. 135 degrees. You know, some distance. Let's definitely have road length snapping. You know, I think we could do half. It ends up being right there. Yeah, at 135 degrees. Listen, we're experimenting here. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, listen, we're trying to get it like as exact as we can. That's the right pixel. All right, so here's what we want to do now. Another half, but this one's going to curve to the left here. We also want to get road guidelines, I think. I really want this to be... I want it to be something where arcs like that. Oh, it probably just needs to be in the middle. Yeah, right there is probably where that's going to happen. Because now, like, we can use this as a road, but we, like, for real. We can put an actual cemetery back here on this road, you know. Right over here is good. Have a few of them. I don't like the idea that it's walled in. I really do wish we had other things, but, like, we could put our crematorium right here. It does have to fit one of these bins, though, but we can put it almost... We can move it, actually, and make it perfect. That's what we'll do. We'll have the crematorium over here, but we can have like a couple graveyards. We can have yoga garden, community pool, none of that. I think we're going to put a couple graveyards back here. I think that's really what all this is for. Almost like one of these we could say is a pet cemetery, which is a great old terrifying movie. I think scared the shit out of me as a kid. I would love to be able to fit a third one in here, but unfortunately there's no God, so we can't do that. Okay. Crematorium is going to be right across, of course, the street from it. Honestly, probably should be back here. Let's move it to get it set a little bit better. See, I think that's fine, because we're going to fill this in with trees and stuff. It's a little symmetrical, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Could we put a Ferris wheel in the middle of the graveyard? Hell yeah, we can! That's fine. In here, I'm going to put a park. I'll put a little park area. That's just going to be the back area. Obviously, a little tree line here, but... Oh, you know what I meant to look for. Hold on. We're going on an adventure, chat. No, not trees. No tree assets. Probably just sculpture. I wanted to do like a sculpture garden. There we go. Sculpture props. These are great. Fucking love them. That's the kind of shit I'm looking for. I want statues. Love it. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I wanted more statues and stuff. Let me... Hello? I'll have to reload the map, but that's okay. Net sculpture's kind of cute. Let me put statue. Let's see what else we find in here with that. Hornbill statue. We could get Frackle in here. A book statue? That's cute, nerd. This looks cute. Yeah, that's good. Lion statues outside my zoo? More likely than you think. I don't want like the fantasy shit, you know, like dudes in armor. I'm going for stuff that would be more likely to actually be in a city. Like a giant fucking Lucario. Why not? Let's do some Pokemon shit. Egg statue. Hey, hold on now. You come back here. Get in my game. We must have an egg statue. Is there a giant chess set? Oh, we could look for that. Statue of Liberty. That's cute. Heroic statue. Statue of Health. Statue of a Knight. Statue Garden. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd like to do, but I can make one better. Like everything it was doing there was just some civilian pathways and then... Yeah, these are the regular statue thing, but with paths added around them. That doesn't... It's not like the same horse statues being used in all of these. What the hell, man? Am I dumb? I want more statues. Not the same statue fucking copied and pasted. Fountains, too. I want more statue, fountains. Seeing some options. This would be beautiful inside the graveyard. Oh, yeah, that's good. I don't need that many. I just want some variety there. Just some variety. That could be a good one. Clavicus statue. I love this one. This would be beautiful. Pegasus? Close. Foot? Okay. Oh, those are fists. Okay, listen. I thought it was just feet. Definitely can't do that on Twitch. Last page. I will look forever. Fuck, okay. Let me look for, let me see, chess. Let's just look. Street chess. These are maps, apparently. Chess park. I love the idea of a little chess park. Just a modest little chess park. Great. I love this one. That's such a good one. Life-size chessboard. Ploppable for park. It's not functional, but adds a nice feature to a custom park. Yeah, I agree. Oh, look at this chess park. That's cute. Okay. We got a couple chess things in there. I think we'll make a Frackle Park somewhere. There's a little bit of chess in there. We'll put an egg statue, of course. Okay, the last thing is fountain. These are things that I've wanted to place 1,000 times, but I could never find. I don't want a fountain park. I just want the fountain itself. A 1x1 fountain. This looks like the other fountains, though. Mozart fountain. Oh, beautiful. Let's do it. Yeah, these are the kind of fountains I'm looking for as well. This one's beautiful. I want stuff that looks like it could be in a real city, you know? Yeah, these kind of fountains and pools are also good. I love this one. Big fountain. Excellent. A fountain square. I love these. Yes. That's great. Yeah, just some options, because we're not going to use all of them in the same area, but I know that if we have a few options, we can, you know. I just want the fountain, too. I don't want this stuff that's got hedges and shit around it. I want to be able to decorate it myself, you know. Because it's cute that you guys have done this, but the problem isn't solved. And I know I'm just probably looking in the wrong category, but it doesn't solve the problem that I want new assets if you just have a different configuration of the old assets. That's not the solution here. Last thing, man, there was something else I wanted to look for. Yes. I want to search for actual graveyard assets. Yeah, grave pack, perfect. We can make our own. Oh, look at this. Props for realistic cemeteries. Grave pack. These could be good. Mausoleum. Try Substation S. Here we go. Yeah, let me try. I think these would be good. We'll find enough between these that we could really get away with a lot of this stuff. I don't want too many assets, though. I don't want to add just a fucking bajillion. Just some gravestones I can place is good. Hello? It's frozen. Oh, War Memorial Pack. More headstones. I like the big cross, though. Okay, one more. Just look at one more. Cemetery prop pack. Oh, these are nice. They all have crosses on them. Come on. Realistic working cemetery. Combine it with paths, trees, and hills to make a beautiful substation. The fuck does... You can't just spam chat and expect me to stop, drop everything I'm doing, go look at what you just typed in my chat. Fucking chill. What is substation? What do you want from me? Please elaborate. What does substation even mean? This word means nothing to me when you say it. Ooh, some of these churches are nice. I'd like to get some more churches. What do you want from me, Mr. Man? Search substation, I'll understand. Okay, I trust you. Substation. Oh, yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I thought you were talking about, like, this was some part of the cemetery that we're talking about. Oh, these are good. Oh, no. What have you done to me? Oh, you can't let me see things like this. Especially if they're functional. I like this power substation. What have you done? Needs more assets. I know. I can't help myself. All these little things are what add flavor. A compact substation's nice here. I like this. I think that's gorgeous. I think this one looks good too. I like the brick. This one looks like it goes well in an old part of town. Fuck. This is great too. I could put that in a little corner. Offshore substation. That's a good one too. I can customize my whole city. Stop telling me that. That is too much substations? No, it's not, because we need multiple substations for different parts of town. Like, this is like a very small boxed-in area. We need more Whataburger assets. You know what? Fuck it. You're right. Let's see just how much there... The fact that there's more than one is great. Yeah. Excellent. I love that. We do have... Yeah, this is the one we have. We actually have this one. Perfect. All right, we're back. Hold on. I got to reload the game so we can get those in there. That's... Oh, Jesus. That's just too good. I can't stop playing. Please help. It's true. Save. Come back in. We got a lot of substations. Like, I want to be able to put a substation can go over here somewhere. You know, we can put those on a little corner of an area where we want the power to be able to connect in. Try poppable... You're right. I need to figure out why that mod is not working. Hold on. Let me take a look at that. Let's probably put in ploppable. Because I feel like that's going to be...
At Sternberger, our cars are more than just hunts
Poppable
of metal
sand.
to take you from point A to point B. They are also composed of industrial plastics, polymers, and rubber. We also know it's what's in the car that is more important than the car itself. And that's why it can also carry
This
up to
doesn't feel...
300 kilograms of human, animal, or consumer goods cargo. The climate control device brings the air temperature to 22 degrees Celsius. It's our way of making our cars comfortable for the majority of mammal species. In fact, it is a perfect vessel for transport from short to medium distances, and we believe
Poppable
that
cliff.
the price we are asking is a fair trade for the value transfer to the consumer. Sternberger, more than just an auto.
What do you think?
This is Mars official radio with Panem Public Service Escalon. We have a soundtrack just right for the blue sunset light.
Oh, I'm terrified of looking at this, honestly, because there's going to be... Shout out to the Whataburger. And ploppable sand. Okay. Let me see if there's a tag for it. No, I don't think so. Try sand ploppables. Okay. Put that in. I think as separate words it might work. Let me just let's just take a look at sand real quick. I might have been too quick to judge. Pile of sand. These are going to be mostly maps. Can I turn maps off? Yes, I can. I don't want a map. Oh, this song is nice. What is all this? Stop. I don't want to save game. Get out of here. Sand roll road. That's cute. Small pile of sand. We don't want that. Decal sand. Just include landscaping. Is that going to be it? Okay. Where would landscaping be? Fuck me, I wish I could read. Landscaping. Building prop? Yeah, I think this would be it, right? Yeah, that looks good. That looks like what we're trying to look for. That's more close to it. All right, let's do this. Decal size, cool. We probably could get rid of the other decal one that we have in there that didn't load properly because we have some assets that are broken there, and I don't know why. Let's go ahead and save our game again, just to be sure. And then let's head to main menu. Load those bad boys up and off we go. I think that should be enough. That should be enough. I don't know if I did the Wardle yesterday. I need to do it again today. Eventually. Okay, let's get in here and see if we can make sure those are in there. Not all the mods go in, but the assets do. Let me take a look at decal. What's the word? Pavement decal. Big suburbs yard decal small. Honestly, I feel like getting rid of some of these decals. Because I'm not using these parking decals. Herringbone decal corners, cement decal. These garden paths I never saw. Feels like these didn't work. There it is. Okay, so this one's in. Decal sand is on. We have a bunch of these decals. And they're all on too, so... Okay, they're either already on, maybe they automatically turn themselves on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe... Decal prop fix. Add support for larger decal sizes and tiling. Probably important to have that in there. Okay. That may be why those other decals weren't loading correctly. Okay, cool. Let's do that. We don't have to reload the game to do that. Let's continue from there and just see what we have. Maybe those other decals are working now. Pollution moves downstream. We don't pollute. We're carbon negative in this city. That's the idea, is we're carbon negative. Imagine that. God, what a great world we live in at that point. The screen's duplicate still, that's right, sorry. Ugh. Wow. Perfect. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Let me do that while this is loading. BRB. Hello. Maybe it's time for us to actually look at what these are. Duplicate prefab names are the issue here, right? All of these are having issues with duplicate prefab names, which shouldn't be an issue. This power substation, invalid dimensions, max size is broken. So it's the only one that isn't actually working is this custom asset. So everything else should be fine. Let's just take a look at the landscaping section in here. This sand isn't working, but maybe some of these others are. Oh, shit. We've got seawalls now. I don't remember putting these in. Okay. I don't know what area this would be in. Just checking. You never know what's going to be at the end of any of these. It's probably not plants. Is it going to be... Oh, shit. Gravel. Grass. Pavement. Let's take a look in here and see if maybe it's at the end of some of these areas. Oh, look at these. Oh, the fountains are in here. Fuck yes. Oh, they're going to look so good, man. Oh. Oh, just fucking beautiful. We love that. All right, let's take a look at maybe back here in the props, because that's where the other decals were. Oh, look at all of our statues. Great. All right, this is where some sand was. I don't know if this is going to work there. I don't see the text. No, never mind, I do. If you see this, the mod didn't work. Oh. Yeah, let's put that in. That did not work at all. Just have to get rid of that entirely. Which is a shame. And I feel like all of these are not working, and I don't know why. It's not giving me an error as to why it's not working either, so I didn't even know how to fix that. Like, I barely know what I'm doing, let alone how to work with mods. It's not like if it was RimWorld, I'd be like, I know exactly what's happening there and fucking fix it. But this... Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did any in chat have an idea? Because I definitely do not. Where would this stuff be? It's not going to be under these areas. Schnecky boy. Bitch. You know, honestly, we probably should think about trying to place some of these things just around. We have a department store already. But like, what is this? Cinema? Oh, yeah. Putting that down somewhere. Got a big cathedral over here. Oh, fuck yeah. Trebek's launch site, not going to happen. What is this over here? Statue of shopping? Whoa, now. Right outside the crematorium? Sign me up, brother. The city arch. Oh, yeah, doesn't this increase the efficiency of roads or something? A monumental gate that spans over a road increases the tourist capacity of roads by 5. So we put this somewhere, and the tourist capacity of our roads are increased by 5% throughout the entire city. So we'd have to find, like, the place where this goes. Definitely not over here on the poor side of town. Maybe down here somehow? No, not there. Maybe this one. You know, if we wanted to have tourist capacity increase, this would be the place to do it. Maybe over the bridge. It feels like it'd be a good spot to put it over the bridge like this as you come in. Who knows, dude? I'm not worried about it, but, oh, tier 2, we do some of this stuff. Transport tower, what does this do? Transport tower is a large office building specially meant for public transportation companies. Requirements for meeting the space elevator. Oh, so shit, we could put something like this over here if we wanted a big old... If Apollo Square was going to actually be big, yeah. Oh, look, Friendly Neighborhood Park is cute. I like the idea of this. It's just got a gazebo in it. That's just all it is. Fountain of Life and Death. Oh my god, what? Hello? Of course this goes over here, the Fountain of Life and Death, and I think it definitely goes over in this area. Where we could put a civilian pathway to it. Gotta be just close enough. No, you know what? We could have that pathway go there. Maybe this is a proper road and then we put that path to this. I think that would be really nice to have over here, given that this is a big area for... This is a big area for death care. All right, hold on. Let's get that road in there. Yeah, well, that just kind of looks fucked up. Never mind. Let's take this back. Let's undo that. Anyway, I got no idea where those decals are. They're just broken, so we're not going to worry about it right now. We'll come back later once we figure it out. Some of these other fountain squares. These are nice. I don't want to put it over here, but I do like the idea of it being there. If we were to get rid of this thing, we'd definitely put this there. I should go find it. Yeah, we will eventually. Not right now, though. Okay. Big church area. Gonna have a couple graveyards. Gonna really buff this place up with some trees. This is gonna be an area where the old forest was allowed to stay. There we go. Because I don't want to sit here and dick around with it. If it's not gonna be something that's gonna like reveal itself to me, I'm not gonna fuck around with it. You know, I'd rather just move on to something else. There we go. But if y'all troubleshoot for me, yeah, I'll be happy to. But I'm not gonna sit here and do the troubleshooting. I'd rather build. I'd rather move on to something else, you know. Okay, so this is going to be a park area. I do want to put one of the not a fountain, but like some kind of park asset. I don't know if maybe one of these. And all these have to be on the road, man. It's so sad. A parking garage. We could put the egg statue. I think if anything, that would be good. Reminder of mortality. One of these would definitely be good over here, though. Fucking playground. Yeah, this road's not going to work here. Really, these might just be put on this here. You know, against this. It's kind of what this feels like it should be there for, is this whole road is just for that. And then you probably could go on the inside here if we wanted to move it, but I wouldn't even be opposed to it being like off, like in here. We have that one road come in the back here, and maybe the. Yeah, I think that we'll do this, but right here. And it doesn't end up being over here at all. I don't even think I want to do that road. I think that it would still make sense for us to have a proper street come through here. Yeah, and still curve it because we can get away with doing that. Yeah, I think that's about perfect. It's about as close as we're going to get, I think, to perfection. And then we can move this guy over here, right in between. Oh, it's going to look good, y'all. Oh, that's going to be nice. I don't know how you're going to park here. The handicap space is inaccessible. That's very on brand for this city. There we go. That's incredible. That is very on brand for this city. All right, I do like that little fence there. It's kind of hard to get back there. I want to nudge it a little bit so that fence actually goes and lines up with that cemetery wall. Yeah, while still keeping our pavement. That's beautiful. Yeah, see that looks like it's perfect. The fence looks like it's actually functional fence, you know? I feel like I want to put my own fence right there. Okay. Now this looks great. I think this ends up being fairly functional. It would be, I still want to kind of do my own graveyard around here. It'd be nice if I had access to that little wall. It'd be nice. We'll have to add our own. I'd still think that we might want to do like the oil industry fence, actually. Oil industry fence is really nice. I think it looks good for a graveyard. We're going to put our own little cemetery back here. We're going to use... It's not going to let me do that, is it? No. We're going to guesstimate about right there. We're going to put it in, then we're going to use move it to snag it over where it's connected there to that post. Perfect. And then from there, we're going to have this follow the curve back. It's going to follow there. I think we're going to make it a park, and it's going to be a cemetery. Maybe it's in the props area. I looked there before. Let me try again. No, it is. This is where it is. The problem is that all of these are broken theme decals. When I place these, we get an error. If you see this, the mod didn't work, but I don't know why it didn't work. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing that would make this work. Because I don't know. I got these mods from a pack. I don't actually know anything about modding this game for the most part. Use move it to clip it. I mean, we could. We'd still see the text in there. And these are meant to be, like, connected decals, so we're meant to be able to, like, paint actual sand. That's what those were advertising to be able to do. But that's not what we're seeing. I'm just going to go back to putting my fence up. I think my fence was going to work. Oh, shit, we could do curbs. Oh, little retaining walls. These are rail yard stuff, though. Yeah, this fence right here can start from this area, so I think we're going to actually have this curve. Yes. Let's have it do from right here. Right there, and we're going to have it... No, I think we're going to end up... I think that's the curve point. We're going to do this. It's not going to be close enough. Let's do right there and see if we can get this pulled back to like right there and continue from that point, and then have this pull into the right here. I want that to connect right up against that wall. There we go. That feels very natural. Okay, we're going to put hedges on the outside of this, so don't worry about that. We'll have hedges. Okay, angle is really all we care about. We want it. Hello? Let me curve. There we go. Really thinking we want to pull that. Man, I really want to do it right there. Let me push this back a bit. We do, yeah, prop and tree anarchy would help a lot here. You're right. You are absolutely right. Let me pull that in a bit. Just basically shift it over. You turn. It's on now. It really isn't, because the only issue is with the road, but it's trying to snap to shit, which is obnoxious. I feel like if there's a road anarchy mod, I feel like I need that. That's what I really need here. I'm trying to follow that sort of with that grass meets the dirt. That's kind of where we're going there. This will be straight. This, I think, can go pretty much down to the center. Could this just go all the way to the other side? Yeah, I think we should definitely do that. We are going to have openings in certain areas so they're able to get in here, but I also like the idea that you have to go through the church to get there, you know? There is? Okay, I probably should use that, because the constant battling with snapping to the road or not being able to build over the road is obnoxious. It should be someone's road anarchy. I wonder if I have that. I wish I could look at my mods. I don't want to go back to the main menu again, but yeah. Part of me wants to bring this fence all the way around. I definitely want to put something in there, not parking, but we're not going to put a parking lot anywhere. This is like a private, this is a very wealthy family's lot. They own all of this. Well, they own all of this land, but this is the land that they live in. This is the ranch. This is probably farming production, and this is actual like agricultural area. Name starts with a K. I'll have to remember that. I won't, but I'll have to. I'll try to. I definitely like the idea of putting a crosswalk here, but I'm not sure how to do that. Definitely. Oh, look at this fence that flipped the other way. Ew. That's awful. We'll have to let that go, though. Let me see if there are effectively hedges we can put in. Pretty sure there are. They're going to be little bush guys. Small bush? That's not bad. Let's try this. It's going to get mad at me for trying to place it inside the road. Yeah, it needs to be closer, too. Man, you just move it to jiggle. To prompt the fence to turn. Oh, yeah, we could do that. Didn't realize it would do that. It isn't turning. Line tool. I think I'm good. We'll let it flip. No one's really going to notice that. Even at street level, I think that'd be hard to tell. I think this will be on. There is a tree anarchy. Yeah, I have a tree. I have prop and tree anarchy is on as well. I really just want to put the graveyard in here, but I'm actually not seeing the gravestones. Maybe they're in healthcare. Maybe they're in here. Maybe they're... Nope. Oh, realistic working cemetery. Okay, I suppose this could work. We could use this asset. I did have individual cemetery props that we were going to put in. This is not bad, actually. Yeah, because we have that, and I thought that there were some individual actual headstones that we got. I think I like this better, though. Having a couple of these. We can put in symmetrically if we don't have to delete anything is good. In the options, toggle button, the 4 strips near the line tool, there's an option. I see there's an option menu, Mico. I will say that you'll get a lot more distance with me if you don't belittle me. I would recommend not doing that. Here we go. I'm sure there's an options menu. Not looking for it, not going out of my way to look for it every moment. Sometimes just experimenting and seeing if I really need it is how I like to operate. Try it, you know. Show error checking, no. Perfect circles, linear fence fill. Ooh. There we go. Undo previews is nice. Render and place at vanilla resolution. Use mesh for center correction. What does that mean? Attempt to center items within their footprint. Good for props that are not centered within their bounds. Perfect circles. If enabled, circles snap to the nearest size that would perfectly fit all items on the curve. When drawing straight fences, overlaps the final piece to end at exact mouse position. Huh. Oh, PLT anarchy. If enabled, items are placed regardless of collision errors. Oh, that's good. Okay. Honestly, we could just take error checking off. Yeah, no, this is good. Ooh, yeah, there we go. We could chase this too if we wanted to. Now that'll work. We can turn it off and see if this works a little bit better for us. Let me check. I like these statues because I wanted to be able to come in here and put down like some statues in and among the graveyard and just have sort of a sculpture garden. I want to be able to put proper hedges down too. That was one thing I meant to look for was hedge garden. Yeah, these are good. I want to put a sculpture garden somewhere, but not here. All right, let's see. What else do we have in here? It's so weird that park maintenance gets its own whole category, but there's nothing else to put in there. Yeah, we got some stuff in here, but we don't see... Okay. So it says it's too far from a street, which is unfortunate. Let me see if we're able to wiggle this around. Obviously, it's not going to place it like that because of the fencing there. But I'm wondering if it's possible to get it where we do something like this off of that street. You know, break the fence there for a moment. Could do that. I wanted to make this an actual park asset. As in, like, we turn this into a little park district. And then put headstones in there. Just name it this cemetery. Probably would do that back here too. Get rid of these guys. I kind of like them, but at the same time, I kind of don't. Maybe this entire fence line back here isn't necessary. Maybe we can let this be a cemetery plaza. I don't know what this becomes then. Maybe this is where the farmhouse is. And this becomes more farmland. That could work. I like that. I still like this street that goes out like that and we'll connect up there. I think we'll use this for farmland. We'll put more of these farm plots in there. And then maybe this becomes the farmhouse. We bring this across and this is the cemetery. They live across from the cemetery though. If we use a really thick vegetation backing to the cemetery, it won't feel like they do, but this is going to be like family plots. I don't think they'd be opposed to that. They probably chose outright to build this here. Let me see if we can get like a nice, turn this stuff back on. In the middle, put one back, and then connect in. We want a little bit of a curve. I think a little bit of a curve is going to allow this to feel really nice. Yeah, and then we can have a street that comes this way, and a little roundabout, and then we put the one housing designation there, the 4x4 plot. We allowed to go there. Yeah, how are we going to do that in a way that... I kind of almost wish we had gravel instead of this necessarily. It would be nice if we had gravel. This would be good. I think this one we might actually do 2-lane road with trees here. To get this to just go straight down. It doesn't need to go far. Yeah, half a unit is good. And then I think from there, let's try and do a roundabout. That big? So it's 1, 2, 3 units out. That's going to be real tight. It's going to be real tight.
Can you hear it?
No.
Listen closely.
No.
It's the sound of refreshment.
There we go. 1, 2,
Pop
3.
soda refreshment. Pop soda. Belch the...
We'll have that, and we'll see if we can put their house right there and fill the rest of this in with like barn, open area, playgrounds, you know, a couple barns. We're gonna make this feel like
missing things I never thought I would.
I put a fountain in the middle. Let's see if we can. We have 3x3s here. I really wanted to get a 4x4. I think we'd have to flatten this out here.
I don't know why.
Which I think just for the sake of making it work, we're gonna go ahead and do.
The most revolting candy ever created. Have you experienced similar cravings? If
Why is
you
that
have,
off?
tell us.
All right, let's go from here and just make it even on both sides. Hold on. Let's do this. 3 units out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3 out. 1, 2, 3 up should be exactly even. Okay, there we go. Now we can get a really nice house right in the middle. That's what we're looking for here. I want to designate one low density residential right there. And I want that to be a big girthy boy. This is going to be the fancy house that lives on Dixon Street. It's not going to be made like Dixon Circle or something. Maybe this can be the Dixon family farms. Of course, they would own Surprise Chicken Farms. The Dixon family is the actual owner. I'd rather have my own trees. I'm just going to turn these back into the grass streets. The trees didn't end up really landing where I wanted them to, because I can put my own tree line there. We will be. But all of this ends up probably being forested areas. We want the entire farm to feel like it's its own grotto. It's its own place. And we're going to have to... And I wish I could pick the asset because I want it to be a farmhouse. I don't want like this. You know what? Actually, this might be pretty good. It's a little bit too contemporary, but... I think I have a mod called Ploppable Rico. Hold on. Yeah. Let's think about this. How do we want to handle this? They're going to be the one place that doesn't have water in the entire area. No, they'll have it. Bring this down here. Let me turn off the snapping. Get this water where we want it to be. I like that we have the... We're going to have the death care up here. We're going to make our own graveyard. It doesn't have to be functional, but I think if we could get it to be functional, that'd be nice. Move it to be able to put it against the street and have an entrance that goes into where the things are. I hate that it has to be placed against the road. A civilian pathway would be nice, but I know that that's how the game's logic works. I know there's a ploppable Rico. I don't know where the button is. It's one of these, I think. Yeah. Okay. So if I can find one that is a farmhouse. Oh, God help me. We're just going to go through until we find one that looks like a nice farmhouse. Oh, we could place every building in the city if we wanted to. Let me get one nice farmhouse. I'll know when I see it. These are all very small. No, they're not. Where are the 4x4s? These ploppables are 1x3. Oh, there was like a 2x4. 2x4s. Move it to create a proper cul-de-sac. What, like bring those corners in, you think? I'm only putting one house in here. This is just a feeder road to get to the property. I'm only putting one house in here. 2x3. I really want a 4x4. There's a setting here. The Maya Mansion. I don't want that. Okay, what do these mean? Author settings, mod settings, local settings. Midwestern pre-war? We're getting real close. These are still 2x2s. We're looking for a certain size. I don't know how to... Probably search for a 4x4. 4x4 villa? No, see, those are big. Painted lady. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a farm. Let me just look if there's a farmhouse asset. Damn. Okay. Some of these cannot be too bad. West Coast houses probably not looking for. Oh, that's it. It's a 2x3 though. It's kind of small, but you know, I don't think that's a bad idea. 38 Windsor Street. Yeah, residential. I don't know if we're going to be able to find that, but 38 Windsor Street is definitely the one I'm looking for here. It's just these. Man. There might be more listed here. Self-sufficient homes. We don't have any there. IT cluster. None of these are ploppable. And I might just be looking at this the wrong way, too. Who knows? None of these are really what we're looking for, but this is just so small. I want one nice house. I would love for it to be functional, too, but yeah. These mansions are not terrible. You know, that's not bad. If we found one that was more within the theme. 2x4. These are really just changing the colors up top, I think. Yeah, this is not what we're looking for, not that one. The biggest we're finding is 2x4. I don't even think there was a 3x4. I wouldn't want one, though. It's either going to be a 2 or a 4. Yeah, none of those are right. I feel like, man, I feel like I'm missing something here. 1x3, because I thought this would be every asset could be placed from here. We might just have to settle with one of these guys, or the 3x2 is not bad. This 2x3 would fit better, but it just feels like such a dinky little house. Definitely not what we're looking for. There's none of the high density there either. So if we go to the settings, the ones I'm seeing as ploppable look like the ones that are checked there. Settings filter. Let me see if I can do Bluebird Mansion. Oh yeah, I like that one. So let me try this. Save, add local. Man, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Let's try add local. Enable Rico global. Yeah, good. We'll try this. Let's try Bluebird Mansion and see if it loads into the settings here. Into the options here. The Bluebird Mansion's wonderful. Mitchell Heights Public Housing. I didn't even notice that was there before. A lot of these small boys. No, I'm not seeing it. Damn. Let's check through here. Oh, there's the Bluebird Mansion, but this is listed as commercial. It's listed as commercial. That's very interesting. Or it's not? It just popped up there for a second. So let's just put that there and see what happens. I like the idea of well, I was going to have like a farmhouse, but I suppose we're going to have a mansion now. It would make sense for these people to have a very large home all to themselves. And then we can use this to come out to the gardens. Oh yeah, they're going to have their own gardens back here too. It's going to be fancy. They're going to get their own park is what's in their backyard, but I like the idea that there's all the factories and stuff are going to be over here and all the farmland, but then ultimately we're going to have this area that is just for this one family that owns the Surprise Chicken Farms. Almost kind of wish I'd put this up on a little hill. Yeah. Definitely think that we could use this as a sort of their own private nature preserve. And I really think that we can pull these into with Move It. Obviously, I'll have to redo this if we fuck it up, but I like the idea that we could really have this just be a circle that goes straight to their house. That's really all it's there for. That feels much better. I don't know if it's even. No, it feels like this is drooping a little bit. put that there, that ends up working out really well. I don't like that light pole, but what are you going to do? That's good. That's nice. So we could put a little fountain in between, or a big tree. Probably a fountain. We don't want to block vision to the tree until you get on the street. Okay, we'll name those later. I suppose that's what we want to do. I don't even know if this works. Let me unpause. Low density residential building. No one lives here yet. It's a historical building, so don't change it. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Someone will move in, or they won't. There's no electricity. That's why no one's moving in here yet. They even got a little chimney that stacks. Oh, nice. Okay. Let me get some electricity over here. We wanted to move this in. Now that we know kind of where the streets are going to be, let's get rid of these and place these power lines down again. I like the idea that the power lines come in. Let's do, oh yeah, some of our substations. Hell yeah. Okay, going right over here. Going across. Connecting all of those guys. You know, that connects it. I'm happy to connect it there. I think I'm fine with that. It would be nice if it had that thing where now it just goes underground. You know, that thing that just, with the yellow pole on it. Yellow protector. This is good. I don't know if those guys are going to be connected, but this is. Okay, we can probably have this connect forward then. Have this actually continue. We'll go to right there. Probably have it on this side of the street. You can get away with that with just one line. I kind of think there should be two lines here. Here we go. That's good. Gets us right there. We could pull it over to this side. Probably should have the power line on the other side. You know, not inside their area, but it's fine. From there it connects. We've got electricity in all these guys. Says we have it. Speed 3, there we go. Okay, so now is someone moving in? Yeah, someone's moving in. One child. Literally, oh, okay. No, they have 3 adults in there, barely. 3 adults and a child live here. 2 highly educated, 2 uneducated. You got grandma who moved in before the schools existed in this town. Oh, they have their own dumpster and it's full. Ew. That's awful. They have like the foregarden, if you will, and then they have the full garden that is just going to be this beautiful area. Obviously, it's where I live. All right, I have some fountains I want to put in. I think just some small fountain assets we're able to put in that are not the big boys. I do want to put the egg statue down somewhere for sure, believe me. You know, a fountain that's a little bit bigger than this, a little bit more of a grand fountain. Big, you know, that might be the right size. Maybe we have something that's a little bigger than that. This goes down to the decals. Okay. I don't hate the idea of having a statue out front. You know, something like this. Hello? Does that... What have you done? It doesn't actually become anything. Hold on now. Well, that's fucked. That statue does not work. I like the idea of these lions as you come in. You know, I think this is cute. Yeah, there's another one that goes on the other side. Oh, you know, that's good, I think. That's nice and intimidating. That's some bougie shit right there. That's what we're looking for. Let's get these to be about even. That's good. I think that's good. Get some statues there. Give them their own McDonald's? Hell yeah. You're not meant to park along here. This isn't for you. I really wish I could get rid of the road signs. All of that shit doesn't belong here. Would this kiosk look good here? No. We need something that tells the poor people, you're lost, turn around. You know? I think this fountain's not a bad size. I would love to be able to raise it. Putting it there, though, will it work? That's not bad. We would have park benches, but we don't want to invite people to sit. This is not for people. This is for us. Yeah, I think we're going to enjoy just... I like the idea of putting a clock in the middle, like right up the center of the fountain is a clock. Ooh, look at that. I think that's a nice mix of things. Because the fountain doesn't like squirt up, it's just like dripping down. But I'm pretty sure we had some other fountain assets. Let me check in here. No, it's probably in here. I feel like we had a few. I know I downloaded some, that's for sure. It could be anywhere in here. I would put them in the water area, but that's not where they are. It's definitely not Rocky Boys. We want this to be old farm area. Like, oh, these are haunting. These are beautiful. What are these? Eastern Cottonwood. Wow, these are gorgeous. For this entryway, just having them sort of line this area. I don't have a hedge wall, do I? I wanted to get a fence that was just a hedge. Like one of these, but literally it's a hedge wall. Also, what does this look like? Is this just a curb? Look at that, it's just a curb. It's painted on too, it's not actually lifted or anything. That's fine, but not what I'm looking for. And then our retaining walls. Yeah, these have a big issue with terrain altitude. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a proper hedge wall. Okay, I'm gonna go look real quick. let me look at this decal sand one, by the way. No, that's not it. I know you can't see it right now, but I'm back in the workshop real quick. I'm gonna see if there's a hedge wall. Let's see, turn that off. Hedge wall. Join me, chat. Hedge wall. Oh, hedges. Ooh, a pack of hedge props and networks. Also includes replacement for the vanilla hedge. If a network segment is too long, there might be a gap. Simply split this segment into two by creating an intersection. Let's try... Let's take a look at this, see if they have a gallery. Oh, these look nice. Those look really good. So obviously these can be turned like that. They function like walls as far as I can tell. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not going to add them yet, but yes, we're going to have a big hedge wall. We're going to have a line of trees and stuff, and then we're going to have a hedge wall. And then you're inside the grounds. And from there, I think, like, I want to put a hedge maze somewhere in here just for funsies. I love making hedge mazes. This is an area, though, that we can just designate for now and not worry about actually landscaping anything yet. I do want to get this stuff moved, though. I'm going to put farmland over here, but I feel like we need to just sort of expand and get down some ranching stuff. I think it's time for ranching, but we're not going to dedicate ourselves to this stuff. I think fruit fields are good. Why do we not have any of this? It produces crops, too. Oh, shit. Yeah, we should be doing some of that. We're going to do some animal pastures. We're just going to... I don't want them on the main road, though. I want them to pull off of their own little service area. Every time someone starts talking to my ear hole, there's a fight or flight response. I want y'all to know that. We're just going to do... This is all temporary. All this is literally just so that we can get some farming industry down to get to a 5-star thing, and then we're probably just going to delete and rebuild everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can fit comfortably. Nice. There we go. Hey, Vegas.
Welcome to official Mars Radio with Panamasculine.
Okay, so we placed 6. This is
This
producing animal products. This is a cattle shed. Producing a special good animal product. Okay, I'm fine just using the basic. Milking parlor. Animal product. Okay, so there's the consumption of 4K versus the production of producing right now 0. Okay, but let's just take a look at what it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be 2400. So, fuck, it's the same ratio as before. If we do... We let there just be extra animal products. I think if we overproduce the base material, we can end up selling the excess and never having to worry about being even. I think I'm going to do that. So we'll do 1 milking parlor per 2 of these, so 3 milking parlors. That's fine. We'll probably put them for now. Get rid of that road. Get rid of that road. Put some milking parlors down. Put 1. Put another one there. Really, these should be placed different, but, you know, who's counting? They're going to have to go all the way around the block to be able to get to this. That's okay, though. If they're smart, they'll take the loop around these. Just for now, that's what we're doing. A slaughterhouse produces meat. This produces meat as well. Thematically, there's a big difference here. Mechanically, there's also a slight difference here. Yeah. This uses a lot less electricity and actually processes more units. The upkeep, though, is significantly, not significant, it's a small bit higher. The milking parlor, to me, is better, though. Let's see if we can have, these are for animal products, right? Crops. We don't have a storage unit for animal products. Do we? Or is it in other warehouses? Would we have to use this? We put a shipping container yard out here. Let me go look at the other section, though. I feel like I've clearly missed something. Flour mill, cattle shed. Produces? No. Yeah. Maybe... Oh, we should definitely be putting down some of these guys. Worker barracks, too, for sure. I think that we are looking for... These are all for crops. So we don't have a storage unit. We probably do have to use the actual warehouses then. Let's do this then. Let's just pop it down, see what happens. See if it's something where we can put animal products in here. We can. Okay, so we're going to stuck all of our milk in there. In fact, I'm just going to delete it. I'd rather use a proper warehouse because... Oh yeah, by the way, prop and tree anarchy has made the trees just everywhere. Hold on, let's clean this up a little bit. We don't really care, but we care enough that this is a little bit too much. I don't mind there being a tree inside their thing, though. This is just a mechanical area. We're not really keeping any of this. We just want to get it down so that it functions. Let's do a medium warehouse, just one of them. That's a good spot. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just get it down. And then you're going to be animal products, and you are going to try to sell. For now, that's all we're doing. You're just empty. Empty, and that's what it's going to be. That'll be fine. So let's just get this going. Hopefully that's going to add enough workers for us to get the next stage, but we might need to further expand it and do double this, which we can on the other side. Should be easy, but let's just let that go. See how this works. They are missing... Oh, Highland cows. Ooh. We can do pig, sheep, cows, and Highland cows. We cannot do chickens, unfortunately. We also need to get water up here, but I thought we did. Oh, most of them we did. What are we lacking? Hold on. Seems like there's a material missing. Not operating. Not enough raw materials. Do they process crops? Yeah, crops into animal products. So we really do need to expand our crop production because, yeah, we'll probably add some crops along here just so that we have some deliveries available. Because we are kind of low on crops in general. We're like barely producing enough. So let's just go ahead and expand that. Let's take a look at some of these medium... Oh, these are fruit fields. Medium crop fields. Let's do a couple of these. And by a couple, I mean however many this is going to be. There we go. That's good. We'll place 4 of them. I'm not going to stay there, but that's fine. Let's get our water put down right in between these streets. Probably right down the middle of Sunset Street. There we go. They'll get delivered here in a minute. We need to route power up there is the only thing. I feel like bringing power across the highway is probably the most realistic thing to do. Let's put the power line right there between their houses. I think that's cute. We'd have to delete their houses. Fuck. Okay. We'll do this then. Across, and that's enough. It looks bizarre, but it'll be fine. You won't ever notice that. Electricity's in here. Trucks are coming up to deliver now. Good. We got all our cows. Oh, look at them. These look like longhorns. They're close. Welcome to the 8th dimension. Welcome to Mooville. Anyone who's sleeping to the stream right now is about to have some fucking nightmares. Are we low on water? No, we're fine. You're just being a bitch. Oh, you don't actually have a reach. Never mind. It is me who is being the bitch. There we go. We'll do that. Just connect it in. Who gives a shit? All right, so we've got these guys producing enough food for these guys, hopefully. They need crops and... Oh, the milking parlor is different. Okay, I thought there was a production chain. I don't know why. Or I thought that, you know, like having the source of the animal itself. These are all just taking crops and turning them into animal products. So we have like our dairy cows over here and then our bulls. There's so many animals in this pen. There's so many bulls. What the hell? So yeah, we really need to be producing a lot of crops here to be able to make sure that these guys have access. I'm going to do corn, wheat. Let's do wheat because it's going to be made for, you know, animal. We're going to do wheat on all of these. When we do eventually place all these, we're going to have these where, yeah, this is a barn in the middle of this stuff. But we're going to have a road that goes specifically to this one. Then it's going to wrap around due to another one. These aren't going to be like in a row. It's not going to be set up in a grid. Yeah, we've got all of these grain silos, but we're not going to be making enough to fill all of this, especially because this is all being taken. This needs to be able to satisfy these guys over here. I really feel like some of these need to be turned off, but we're also going to be making so many animal products that we're going to be making shitloads of money. That's the idea, at least. Definitely need to make some more. We have all the money in the world. We still have industrial demand. We might as well just put down a fuckload of these. You know, just for now, just temporarily, just get these down. Yeah, there we go. Why not? Let's do it. What are they going to do? Stop me? They can't. Too powerful. All right, let's do that. That should be enough. Probably put some silos over here to make this drive a little bit easier for these guys. As soon as we get animal... Yeah, as soon as we get animal products, we're putting them away. It's echoing because there's no trees anywhere. Hello? Low land value. You'll be fine. Even if you move out, that'll be fine. Someone else will move back in. We're going to make this... Oh, shit. How to make this high land value without, like... the ambulance flying through your ear holes. Garbage processing status is not amazing. High school availability is limited, but that's okay. Yeah, they're going to move out. That's fine. They had 2 babies. One person did move out, and then they had a baby. Interesting. Okay, so we do need to increase the land value here. How to increase land value? Can we just put park assets and stuff, or do we have to build like actual ploppable parks? Remember to hydrate? You're right, Vegas. Yeah, I need to get another drink. Is placing trees and stuff going to increase land value? Placing pathways and stuff like that. Is adding a park district going to increase land value substantially? Enough that it would validate this house being here, because obviously it needs to be a tier 5 house. Because I really just want this here as a statue. I like that it's functional, but it's not really going to be. We're only putting it there really for the roleplay value. Also, our productivity is about to go up massively. I don't have anything that takes animal products and turns it into money, do I? Let's take a look at that. I think I do. Slaughterhouse takes crops and makes animal product, and we're just selling the animal product. Animal product plus crop plus flour equals the bakery. Honestly, we could put a bakery down. Let's put a bakery. We want to have it. We might as well have it. We'll put a warehouse. Actually, probably could do 2 bakeries. Building already exists. You can only do 1. Okay. Lemonade factory. That's cute. Bottle and crop. This needs plastic. Okay. So we'll do those for now. Make that work. And then I think a warehouse over here to hold that stuff. Probably just need a small warehouse right next to it. Across from it. That won't be a nightmare to drive to. You're going to try and empty. So you are going to keep balanced. Get it up to 50%. And then sell the rest. You will be empty, but you're going to be bakery. So you're going to be unique factory products. Zoned industry farming products. That's probably for all of those. If I do unique factory products, I think that'll be it. Has to be produced locally. Good. Can be exported for money. That's what we're planning to do. Animal products cannot be imported, so that's good. Okay, so what about this is doing over here? Can crops be imported? Can be imported at a cost. I don't want to, though. I wish I could say it where it was balanced, but don't import. Because I don't want it to. I want to have some on hand, because I don't want to sell it. I don't want to do fill, though, because I'm terrified that I'll be buying the crops before our fields actually produce anything. I think this is fine. I think that we're going to see that this was not planned at all, and that the result is going to be pretty dire. Let's get those set up, and now that should be functional. We should have power over here as well. This is going to want animal products, crops, and flour, which we will have here very soon. Crops have been delivered. Flour is being produced here, but I think we're going to set this to... Well, we have more than we could ever use. So I suppose that should be fine, but we really want this to be the one that's making money. Should be fine. 30 workplaces. We're not doing anything with it yet, probably because we can't. Yeah, flour is being delivered over. This is good. 26 tons are kept locally, so that's not bad. We've got... Oh, man. There's quite a lot here. Getting this area set up, I think, is going to be good. We're actually losing money. All this stuff is so expensive that we're actually losing money. Once it starts paying out, though, we should be fine. I bet we're importing stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. No, we're not. Yeah, this is the only thing that could be imported. No, we're not. And we're about to hit the worker threshold, too, so that's good. I can't believe we're actually losing money on this. I think it'll pan out once we start actually selling stuff. Yeah, we're selling pastries here pretty soon. There we go. Oh, material cost. Did we buy stuff? Please tell me you didn't buy anything. Probably not from imports, but I imagine there is like a thing that makes it... Oh, we probably need to continue expanding. We're not getting these... Well, these guys are full on workers. These guys are full on workers. Mostly. These guys are about half. We still have industrial demand, though. One freight truck in use. We haven't sold any of our pastries, which is when we're going to go way positive again. These animal products have not really produced yet. They've been filled with crops, and now they're kind of hanging out. They have internal storage, but they haven't actually output anything yet. Let's see some cows over here. Some regular cows. Highland cows are cute, too. Let's just do sheep on these ass, too. I don't want to do pigs. We'll do some sheep there. Terrifying. Oh, I can punish chat whenever I want, man. Excellent. Okay. They are making pastries. Honestly, production rate should just be maxed, I think. We can only have one down. Oh, shit. Here we go. Yeah, here come the deliveries, boys. Yeah, this should get taken over here immediately, but there's going to be a limit to how much it can actually take in. We're 7K up on the moment, but then we go down. But we were better off before we even added the ranching. The upkeep is not bad. It's just 250, 192 per week. These are really cheap buildings. This is 260 a week, 2,000 a week for this warehouse. These warehouses are extremely expensive. That's where all our money is going, is this warehouses. 2,000 upkeep a week for both of these. Damn, dude. Really probably should drop those and be back positive again for sure. But we do need some kind of warehouse here. We're not really probably going to be producing very much out of this. I think let's definitely boost this 50%. There's nothing in here. How much have we produced? I think a truck just left with some. Several tons of pastries. Imagine that. So many fucking pastries. Tons of pastries. Yeah, this house is abandoned, but it should get moved back into. Building cannot level up at this time. Oh, look at that. Now it's become fully decrepit. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know if this ploppable Rico is going to be workable. Let's do this for now. Let's let it be designated, and somebody will move in here, and it will get upgraded eventually, and maybe we can move it over to whatever tier we know is going to function. Every time we get that thing passing by. You're telling me there's a criminal at the geothermal power plant? Please don't. It feels like that could ruin a lot of good shit. Okay. 4 trucks in use. Probably going to pick stuff up. 0 tons in here. We're making 17,000. So 31,000. Okay, I feel like money is okay again. We had a little bit of a moment where we were waiting on this stuff to get up to speed, and we're sort of paying out the ass for it at that time, but now we're sitting at a comfortable 24,000. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but we have it. I think that's good. Also, the worker population here is 772. It's so close. I wonder if we're making a ridiculous amount of crops. No, we're really not. Are we making enough to keep these guys satisfied? That's the question. I feel like these guys are getting filled up. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a sneaky import that we had somewhere, because I'm sure that we were 772. If we just lunge, you know, we just do a nice little lunge, I think we'll make it. Let's do this. I like the fruit fields. Well, you know what? This is probably polluting a little bit. 500 units per week. So they're each making 500 a week. So this is fine.
We just want to focus on making great meals every night at the Old Grain Mill. Old-fashioned family restaurant at the Old Grain Mill, from our family to yours.
I feel like we should add a restaurant down here that's going to be the Old Grain Mill.
You're listening to Mars official radio.
Fit the radio.
I'm your host, Penem Escalin. I left my home country when I was in my 20s.
Okay. Man, we're so close. We're flirting with it. Let's just do a quick lunge. Get up just over that threshold, and then we can reevaluate our life.
The personality I have today
Whoa,
is the
nice.
result
These
of
are
that
cool.
fusion. I believe that
High-tech arboretums. Hi, Frackle. All right. Dude, the upkeep is 16 a week? That's good. Should be able to, with these guys, get up to the 800 that we need. I'm hoping. Just outputted 17 tons of flour, or $17,000 reduce in flour. Animal products are not outputting yet because we have not filled this up, but we are producing, way overproducing what we're consuming. Yeah. We've also been able to do that. We're making a ton of pastries now, 5 tons out of 16. That's going to continue increasing as well, up to 6. We're going to be about 8 here as soon as it crosses that. We should get a pop-up here any minute now that this has gone up to that higher level. We still have industrial demand, man. How many workers are these taking? Only 4. Okay, the big thing that adds a lot of workers was the, honestly, the fields were good. These were fantastic, the milking parlors. Let's put down one more milking parlor, and I think that would be enough. Over this way. Flour mill, cattle shed, milking parlor. This had a lot of workers to it. That's really the benefit of the milking parlor, is to get all the workers in there. Just one more right there. Pop that in. It's got 1 worker on it already. As soon as it gets some crops, I think it's going to be crazy good. Ah, there we go. Okay, large grain silo, large animal pastures. These are the ones we're going to want. A food factory. Pollution minus 40%. Large crop field, large fruit field. Let's take a look at those. We're probably going to just absolutely delete all of that. Keep all of this because we know it's working, before we go off and try and add more and make it imbalanced and shit. So what we got is a slaughterhouse still there. Small grain silo, the large grain silo. Capacity of 600K, so it's double. It costs a lot more though. I'm fine having several small silos. I don't see a problem with that. This big animal pasture is so inexpensive. It doesn't matter that's $9 a week. Who gives a shit? Production rate is 5,600 per week. Wow. Well more than double. Only needs a little bit of water. This is nice. Large animal pasture is absolutely the way to go. As far as the big field, this is what I'm looking for. Large crop field. Very little water consumption. Productivity rate is 700 per week. This is about 500. This is about 300, so it's well over double the basic. The upkeep is basically nothing. Very good. Okay, nice. There we go. Hey, Silver. Yeah, no, I'm out of a drink. I need to go get a drink again. Damn, dude. Yeah, we're going to replace all of our fields with these guys. Just get some big boys in there. They're long. I like that they're long, boys. We could put them next to each other. They do have to be on roads, but we can have like those 2-lane dirt roads. We can use those. Have an area that's going to be a farm maintenance building that comes off one of those industrial areas. Have a few barracks areas. Just a few. I don't know how much it stacks up to. Does it say a maximum? Up to a maximum? You can have 20 of them. I think we're going to be placing probably not that many, but yeah, we're probably going to be placing a few. I don't know if we're exactly going to like line this road with them, but you know what? We are probably going to be placing just a fuckload of these. I think the full 20 is good because that will give us double efficiency. The work efficiency by 100%. Upkeep's $160. So 20 of these is going to be very expensive, but it will double the output of our farm. I think that's worth it. I think we ultimately get a profit if we do that, if our farm is set up effectively, which it should be. I think the farm main building should be put at the front too. There should be like one road that goes into the farm, and it should be placed there. Sort of if there was a loop just like this, the farm building's right there, and you have to go around it to get anywhere. Like these connections are removed. This ends up maybe just being looped around there, and that's where the farm main building is, but facing this way. I like this road staying, though. Can't see it, but I like this road staying. We have the farm main building right there. It's like the main entrance here. I'm going to have very few connections outside of this. Like, I want it to be its own like little nested section inside these roads. Yeah, let's go ahead and delete all of this and then keep this because we know it's profitable. We know it works. It was literally there to get us up to that 800 worker population. Oh, we hate that sound. No, we wanted to keep that one. Never mind. Hold on. Come back here. Okay, so we got that back down. We want to move this stuff. I don't know where, but we want to move it. And then put it somewhere else. Where we actually want to keep it long term. This stuff I definitely think wants to be sort of over here. We'll turn this into like the bakery area. Bakersfield. We could definitely put some on the outside here, but I really want this to be a natural area. I want there to be trees and stuff over here. Maybe the dirty farm stuff goes along here. We put like the fields over in this area. We get some fields here. The wheat, the corn, you know, we could put cotton over here. Each of the farm types, and we have some, there's going to be, man, we might not have enough space here. This might need to expand to the other side of the road. That'd be cute. We're going to make use of all of it, though, because we're going to be deleting these fields. Probably reconfiguring the production of flour. Moving these geothermals probably back down here again. Probably flanking them just on this side and have all these guys. And definitely working that terrace in. I really wish I could do just key walls. Maybe if I do have proper, like, road anarchy. If I had the road anarchy mod, I bet I could do key walls right in there, because I think that'd be great. For the same reason that we had the, in the nature preserve, we had the garage that we buried and then hid, because that's not impactful ecologically at all. That's what we did. Using the key wall there to hide it. Then copious amounts of trees that you're not allowed to acknowledge its existence. You really don't see it until you get in here. And even then, you kind of got to look for it. I mean, obviously we can see it because eye in the sky, but anyone here would have no idea unless they were told, you know. Park in the garage at the nature preserve. Killing It Falls. Yeah, we need to get our sand there so we can make this look even better. Get a proper sandway down there. But I think this is good, man. We're looking good. I wish Apollo Square were taller, but we're going to get there. These buildings are nearly max. Some of these are... No, they're really not. Not yet. They'll become skyscrapers soon enough. We got to 5-star surprise chicken farms. That's looking good. We're making a ton of flour here. I actually think these aren't actually producing enough for these guys. They're doing 440... Yeah, 4,480. These are producing 340 units per week each. Yeah. I wonder what its consumption is. Does it say? Storage? Yeah, but what's the consumption? Industry areas. Yeah, it'd be interesting if there was an easier way to tell. what the production is, because I want to overproduce the base material so that we're never having to worry about balance. Always want to be overproducing, so that we actually have to sell the excess. I want to be selling every point in the chain. We should turn every stage of this should be a product that we can sell. I think that should be good. That way we never have to worry about potentially importing or having to go below our level, or we never run into supply chain issues that way. Yeah, I do like that road going up and connecting there, and I think it's a great way to have some farms on both sides. Some really good farmland on both sides. It'd be nice if there was sort of a paintable farmland that, you know, if there was sort of a fill tool of all the land that is in between these roads could just be marked as farmland and just have it populate. In the same way that you zone houses and they figure out how that needs to work. It'd be nice if it could just say all of this farmland. That'd be good. I do like the idea of just that road connecting in. But in here, we're going to start to use those dirt roads. We might use the dirt roads we used at the beginning of the game, because I think that would make sense. But we're going to have heavy industrial trucks going through there, and I don't know if that's going to work well. This needs to go back to an industrial road for sure. Maybe... I like the idea of taking this and having it curve down to like right here, or curve down and connect in like that. And then we have another one that comes out of that side and curves up like that and becomes the main road. This whole thing gets removed here, because then we can have the industrial road that comes up to the right. Whereas this road stays nice. You know, this is the nice, if you wanted to go over here, if you wanted to get in here, you didn't have to touch the industrial area. If we like segregate this entirely from the industrial roads, I think that could be good. That's something to think about next time. Because it's time for PoE. The Patches of Exiles. It's good, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to get this build off the ground, y'all. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. There'll be more tomorrow. Question mark? You're doing your first lab at the moment? Nice, Lucas. Fuck it. You know what I mean.